Now, I can only talk very quietly today, which the whole country cheers. It's all right. It just keeps coming and going, coming and going. Good morning. How are you? Did you get Storm Brian last night? We certainly did, round out in our village. Anyway, would you like to have a look at today's menu? It's fabulous. Got a gorgeous day for you lined up today. Here you go. Home Sewn Sunday. We've got the Bargello jewel quilt. Well, we've got the jewel and the rainbow quilt. The jewel and the rainbow quilt. Jane's in to do that. 9 o'clock. Joe is back with Tilda Christmas. Now, that one there, it's a little bit different. We've got half an hour of creating a gorgeous little Tilda toy, stuffed person, and then we've all got half an hour. Now, we've got, you know, the Tilda fabric you saw the other day in fat quarters and pre-cuts. We've only got it in the half meters today. I know. 10 o'clock, scalloped cushion with a difference. I'll tell you about the difference later. And then 11 o'clock, we've got Joe's very, very popular deer head coming up. Right, very quickly, if you want to get in touch, it's very important you get in touch. We love hearing from you. The best way to do it is on our web chat. What you do is you go to our website, www.sewingquarter.com. You need to log in. And what you do is you click on the top there where it says Watch Today's Show. You'll get a bigger version like that of the screen, and then you'll see down there on the right-hand side, Message to Studio. Now, old Dev still hasn't sorted it out, so you can keep writing as much as you like your end, but I only get the first sort of sentence and a half, a bit like Twitter, really. So it is almost Christmas, Paul, in Paul's world. Anyway, look at the products from today's show. They're all the items we had yesterday. Anything that's sold out will not appear there. Oh, what's that one? Oh, now I'll just explain that one later. Anyway. What you need to do is, if you're watching later on in the repeat, you can just click on any of those, pop them in your basket. Talking about popping in your basket, if you're watching live, then if you go to the top of the screen, you'll see to the right-hand side there, that was the, did you see the Liberty fabrics yesterday? Weren't they gorgeous? Got just as gorgeous Tilda ones today. What you can do is click on there, add it to your basket. Make sure you check out if you know you want it, because putting it in your basket does not guarantee. Oh, now there's something wrong with the menu. Look, it says I'm repeated programme. I'm not a repeated programme. I am totally live. I'll have you know. Anyway, so if you want something, make sure you check out straight away. We only charge one P&P of £2.95 for the whole day, the 24 hours, no matter how many times you check out. You can also send us longer messages or pictures. If you've got any Tilda pictures or any of Joe's reindeer's heads, please get them in. Paul loves having pictures. studio@sewingquarter.com. studio@sewingquarter.com. Right. Have a look at this picture of this Bargello quilt. Have we got it? Look. Oh, that is... I know where that's going after the show today. That's the jewel one. We've also got the rainbow one here as well. We've got two bundles for you. Now, that one is a little bit... Have we got a picture of the other one as well? Or is it just hanging on the wall? Because the other one has been... Jane set it differently. You'll see when I go over. We've got two bundles. We've got the bundle that we're doing today, which is the jewel one, the one that's hanging behind Joe, which is the Jane, which is the jewelled one. Too many J's. So there's Jane, there's Joe, and there's jewelled, and John. Look at these even if you're not going to make a Bargello, look at these gorgeous fabrics. Look at the bundle we've got here. So what you've got here, there's 6.5 metres in total. Half metre, 1.5 metres. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. Right, going in the basket straight away. You also get the thread, and you also get the wadding. Now, I need to talk to you about the wadding later, and I also need to talk to you about the pattern in a minute, but I'll do this first. £63.99. £63.99. And the other one I've got is this one. I'm sorry. Oh, the look. Now, I need to explain something to you, right? You know, Jay's off poorly, right? So Haley's having to fill in for him. Tom, the cameraman's stuck in traffic, right? So I've not only got Hayley on floor, I've got Hayley on camera as well, and she's talking to me at the same time, and she's going to have to do the aircon in a minute. Look at this one. Now, this is the white one that you haven't seen yet, right? So you get half metre, 1.5 metres. You get the thread. You get the... I know, it comes and goes, Paul, don't worry. Little Paul's a bit concerned about my voice. $63.95, that one. $63. Now, before I go over to Jane, I need to tell you how to get the pattern. I need to tell you how to get the pattern, don't I? I'm waiting for little Paul to tell me. You go to the website. You go to learn, projects and guides, and you go down, and there it is. Oh, Jane, we've got to get that picture changed to view, haven't we? And there's all the instructions there. All the instructions are there on our website, free, completely and utterly for free. Now, Hayley says you only get it for free if you buy the fabrics. If you want it, just go to the website. Are you all right?
Yes, fine, thank you.
Now, is this old or is this new?
It's old, but new to the show.
OK.
No, but
is it vintage?
No, it's not. It's a newish dress, but I've had it a while.
OK, then. I would just like to know, because sometimes you
wear
old ones,
yeah,
don't
I
you?
do.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Have you
Much
enjoyed
better.
Oh, much better. No,
Yeah.
I'm not, though. Listen to me.
No, I'm sorry. I must have given it you.
She thought it was her fault that I'd got this. I haven't got a cold or anything,
No.
and it doesn't hurt. It's just not
My
coming
mum
out.
was the same. She lost her voice, and then she came out with a cold.
Oh,
so
thanks.
beware.
I've had the flu jab, though, so I shouldn't get a cold
No,
today.
you should be all right.
I love it.
It's gorgeous, isn't
I
it?
love it. Now, let me step back. Let me step back, because this is the one that Jane made last time. She was on there. This is the rainbow one. But look at the way, how different it can look just by setting it. It's exactly the same technique, isn't it?
Yes.
But looks completely different. And I love the navy blue. That's navy blue, isn't it? That
yes.
Navy blue border on those colours.
It really makes those colours.
Now, the one thing I've got to tell you, that's it's just gorgeous. In the kit, right, you get the wadding, right? The wadding is big enough to do this one.
Yes.
But not big enough to do that one. So if you're going to make the bigger one that Jane's done there, you just need to get a little bit more. You've most probably got some in your stash anyway. But I just want to tell you that up front, tell you the truth straight away. Start.
OK. We're going to start with 2.5-inch wide strips.
OK.
All the instructions are on the worksheet. You've got two versions. You can do a smaller one with a 1.5-inch strip.
Right.
And then this, but we're
and
going to do...
both of those are on the website?
On the website,
okay.
Yeah. So you start...
Can you go bigger? If you want to go wider, can you go wider or does it not work if you go wider?
I think you'd have to adjust the width of the strips to get the effect if you went wider.
OK. So go with the two on the sheet, yeah.
The 1.5 one is really quite pretty. Makes a tiny one. So if you wanted to make it into cushions or something like that...
Oh, of course, because if you make it smaller, the whole quilt's going to be smaller, isn't it? Of course. I didn't even
and it's really sweet. It's a really lovely... It's
so
the same
you make
effect.
that one as well, to go with that?
Yes.
So, no, I'm saying, could you make one to match that one?
Make that one, yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got 0.5 metre of fabric. You really only need a long quarter because you want 4 2.5-inch strips.
Oh, what quarter?
Long quarter.
Oh, hang on. What's the difference between a long quarter and a fat quarter?
A long quarter is taken off the bolt, whereas a fat quarter is a 0.5 metre and then cut along the middle.
Yeah.
The long quarter is just a 1/4 metre cut off the bolt of fabric. So it's salvage.
So it's 1/4 metre?
Yeah, salvage to salvage. Sorry, talking quilters speak, aren't I?
That's all right. No, it's good to know. It's good to know. I was thinking, I know fat 8s, I know fat quarters, but I didn't know a long
quarter.
So it's literally 25 centimetres?
Yes, it is.
Or 1/4 metre. Yeah,
1/4 metre, yeah.
OK. So you've got your fabric.
So you want 4 2.5-inch strips to make that size.
Right.
You can make more. You can keep on going if you want to.
Well, yeah, because I was going to say, that's not really big enough for my bed. That could be the decorative one on the top.
Yes.
But I need one that slumps
if you
over
wanted
the sides as well.
To carry on going, with a 0.5 metre, you'd be able to make it twice that size.
Oh, that's it. So with all of these 0.5 metres that we've got in there, you could make it twice the size of that actual Bargello?
Yeah, because that's made with a 1/4 metre, basically.
Oh, wow. So it wouldn't include the borders or anything, because you'd have to think about it. That's fantastic.
There is some... When I did this with the borders and the binding, there is some of the navy left over, so you could if you did it in that style, you could make it with the fabric that's in there.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, the camera person's trying to say something there, Jane. No, they're not supposed to hear. Right, OK, so you've got your 1/4 metre of fabric.
I've got... Yes.
You've got 0.5 metre there.
Yeah, I've straightened up the edge.
Yes.
by lining it up salvage to salvage, dangling it, making sure that it's hanging straight at the bottom.
And you don't cut the salvage off or anything?
Not at this point, no.
Morning, John. You sound a lot better today, but if you get creaky again, toffee helps. Mow in the Highlands. I've never heard that one. I've heard licorice helping for your tummy. So, right, now, we've got a creative grid here. This is the stripology one.
Sorry, nice it's upside down. Yeah, sorry.
This is the stripology one here. So, explain, please.
This is divided up into half-inch pieces. I don't know if you can see. You've got lines through there. If I put my finger through.
You can see on the tan. Oh, close up of you. Yeah.
So it's got wide bits like teardrops at the bottom.
They're pear cuts. If it was a jewel, it would be a pear cut.
Yeah. So that's for you to get your rotary cutter in.
Yeah.
And then it guides you, so it keeps you nice and straight.
So what's the point of buying this rather than just a straightforward ruler? Why would you buy this one?
If you're cutting lots of strips all in one go, it's much easier using this ruler.
Which we are for this, because all a Bargello is strips, isn't it, really?
Because you don't have to move it.
Oh, OK.
And, of course, every time you move your ruler, you're just maybe reducing your accuracy slightly.
And if your mum's got a cold and she's sneezing in the room and everything, we're all over the place. So you've straightened off your edges. So all you've done is you folded your half metre...
in half and then in half again. Just so it fits under the ruler.
Yes, of course.
I mean, if you want to use your long ruler, then you only need to fold it in half. You can do it that way. Yeah. With the stripology ruler, you don't have to straighten your edge because you can just line it up.
Oh, of course.
You don't have to worry about that. You can just take it off there. Yeah. So lining it up, the fold at the bottom with the black line on this ruler.
Right.
Just so that I've got...
Oh, so your pear drop is well and truly out of the way of the fabric,
I'm just going to have to come into your
No, come into my space, that's fine.
So I'm going to, just by lining this up, I can see it's still not straight, so I'm going to just move it across just slightly, just so that the first line is just over the fabric.
How much is this stripology? Oh, $53.95. But you know what? It's brilliant, isn't it? Because you're going to save so much time using it, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's so quick using the stripology because once you've got the ruler in place and you're sure that you're squared up and everything's in the right place, you don't move the ruler again.
No.
I've got it upside down. Sorry, I'm...
No, because you showed the camera. That's why it's upside down.
So it's the thick white line on the bottom of the ruler. Sorry.
No, that's all right.
And you can see with the...
Nicola says, good morning. I'm sending my love and best wishes, especially for you and all the crew this morning. That's posh, Nicola. Thank you, Nicola.
Thank you, Nicola.
Right, so go on.
So in the black circles, you've got the measurements, and then between the measurements, it gives you the half.
I was going to say, how'd you work it out? Because, yes, I've got it.
But it goes in half-inch increments, so you can count it if you wanted to. So just... the first cut is on the 0, just to straighten up the edge.
Of course.
And then we're going 2.5. So you can count by watching it and then the half, or you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because that's 2.5.
Nurse Julie's message says, you've made me laugh already. I haven't even said anything yet, have I? Should my hubby thinks you're funny too. Thanks for a great morning. Do you know what, Nurse Julie? Yesterday I was at Amanda's shop, cutting the ribbon on Amanda's new shop, and the amount of husbands that came in and went, oh, I hate sewing. But the weekends, I can't wait for you to be on the telly I sit with my paper, and I sit with my paper and a cup of tea, and have you listen to you in the background, wittering away, which I thought was quite nice. So the wife is sewing with us and watching, and the husbands are just listening in for laughs, which is nice.
So I've cut...
How many have you cut?
4.
OK.
So moving the ruler out of the way. And you can see that that's...
Take that one. Oh, take that one away.
That's a rubbish bit.
Brilliant.
So you've got 4 strips, and you'll do that with each of your pieces of fabric.
Each of your colours. So you've got 10 colours, I think. 1, 2, 3, 10 colours. So you don't do it with the dark blue on this or the white on this. You ignore that one for the actual quilt in the middle, don't you?
For the Bargello section, no. I mean, I have cut those border strips at 2.5, so you could cut them at the same time if you wanted to. But
if you're just concentrating on this,
the Bargello
then don't
bit.
cut the white one or the navy. Because that one would look a bit odd if that navy blue was in there. Oh, maybe it wouldn't.
Well, you could use...
Oh, no, I'm thinking it'd be good because you'd then get a scallop of the navy blue as well. But would there be enough fabric in our bundle, 1.5 meters? Well, there should be, shouldn't there?
Yeah, you probably could add it in.
I'm getting creative already.
You'd probably have to take one of the other fabrics out, because I don't know how it would
yes.
The pattern's only for 10.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but there might be one colour you absolutely... You know, some people have a colour that they just detest.
Yes.
And if that's in... I don't know how, because all those colours are beautiful, but just imagine if there was one of those blues you did... Not blue, or pink you didn't like.
You've got 2 yellows there that are quite similar, so you might want to swap...
Yes.
If you didn't want 2 yellows.
How did you work out which order your colours went in? Is it just personal choice?
Rainbow, really.
OK.
Richard
of York. Both of them?
Yeah, Richard of York gave Battle in Vain, sort of...
Esque. OK.
Type.
Julie, I've had hot lemon. Well, it got cold because Hayley was too busy messing around during prep. Oh, Hayley's on Facebook now. So she's got the air conditioning, the camera, the floor, and now she's on Facebook. No, leave it. Don't worry, Hayley, you've got enough to worry about. Oh, another message. Lynn, sorry you're struggling, John. Pineapple juice. Now, we used to work with a man called Don, right? And he used to shout a lot. He always had pineapple juice here. It was fine when I got up this morning. Do you know what? It was fine at Amanda's shop yesterday. It was fine last night. Fine when I came in this morning. Walked in here and just went, like that.
Dear. So once you've got your 10 strips, lay them out in the colourway that you want to.
Right.
You can have them in any colourway you like.
So would you lay them all out now to see what you'd like?
Yeah, I would probably sort of put them in a... Probably even before I cut them, just put them out so that I like the way they flowed.
Oh, OK.
You know, and we're all different. We all like colours in a different fashion. So
you're very much into your flows, aren't you? Because we did something one morning, didn't we? And you kept saying, this isn't... Oh, I know, it was the table runner and the... we did the table runner and the coaster.
Yes.
And one of the not the fabric didn't work, but the order that we kept putting it in, you kept saying, it's not flowing, it's not flowing.
No, I don't know what it is, but when I look at fabric, I can sort of see it blending in, or not blending in, but the fabric's working well together.
Yeah, like, wait there, I'm going to bring some over and you can see. So let's just do this very quickly, right? Say these are your colours. This is this one. This is this one here. So if this is how it arrived at your house, right?
Yeah.
Would you automatically go, ooh, those two don't work together?
Looking at that as it is now, I'm not keen with that turquoise against there, you see.
So you get rid of that one?
I would put that in between there, which I think, as you can see, is what I've done anyway. Done. And to me, that purple...
That purple should go in there somewhere, shouldn't it?
In there, I think it goes, yeah.
Don't be looking now. Go with your natural flow now. I'm trying to show your flow off.
Yeah. And that sort of...
OK.
That one maybe needs to come in there.
Oh, because the limes and the yellows in it.
Oh, sorry.
And you don't mind about having a linear next to a spectrum solid or anything? You wouldn't go solid pattern, solid pattern, solid pattern. It doesn't matter, does it?
I would like to.
Oh, OK.
But if it doesn't flow...
Oh, OK.
Then I would...
You see, I think I'm the complete opposite to you. It's all about the flow. But you see, I separate those two back with something.
Yes.
And I separate those because I like the contradiction, you know, because my whole life's one big contradiction, isn't it, really? Anyway, I'll let you carry on.
In an ideal world, I would have liked to have had the colours...
this is Sewn quarter.
Yeah. I would have liked to have had the plain and a linear.
Oh, would you? Well, shall we tell the scheduling department that in future?
So once you've got your strips and you've put them out, well, you've put your order out, you cut your strips, then you put them into order, back into that order.
Yeah.
And you're going to sew those strips together in pairs. So right sides together.
Right. Why do you do them in pairs? Why don't you do all of them, all 10 of them at the same time?
If you sew... You can, but I think you tend to find if you go strip 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, over time it bananas. It's sort of the whole piece of fabric.
I've had banana for my breakfast.
The whole piece of banana tends to curve.
The whole piece of fabric tends to curve, not banana. Sorry, that's me throwing you. Also, this way you're only working with 2 pieces of fabric at a time. If you put all 10, by the time you got to 9 and 10, you've got a great big
piece under your machine and it gets all tangled up.
Yeah.
And also, there's a way of pressing these that helps when you're putting it back together.
Right,
so,
were you allowed to cut that piece of fabric up?
I don't
I've
think I'll probably...
I know. Code number on the end of it there.
I think I'll be in trouble.
Floor, was she allowed to take that fabric? Yes, she was. Now, what were you saying, Paul? Paul wanted to make an announcement.
Oh.
Right, oh, here we go. Now, it's not like little Paul to give a compliment, right?
Yes.
He's saying the quality of your work and the amount of work you put into your projects is astounding.
Oh, Oh, that's very nice.
That's coming from little Paul. He never says anything nice about anybody.
He does. He's always nice.
He's just saying, get on with it, John. She's got one job. Get on with it. Oh, that's nice, little Paul. But I agree.
That's very nice of him to say.
We really appreciate it. We do really appreciate it. Yeah.
Well, I love what I'm doing, and it's very nice to be appreciated.
But I had I didn't have my appraisal, but we have to have an appraisal every so often, tell us how bad we are by the management. And I had half of one, then we had to stop. But they said, not because of bad things, and they said to me, you kind of live and breathe this place, don't you, John? And it's true, but I wouldn't, if I didn't enjoy it, if I didn't love it here, I'd come in, I'd do my job, and then I'd go home, and that'd be it. I wouldn't even think about it. But the other night, it was really late at night, and I suddenly had all these... I sent Hayley an email. It was about... Poor old Hayley was at a party and everything, and suddenly her phone beeps, and it's me going, right, I think we should do this, this, and this. And it was... But it's only... If you love doing something, like you adore quilting, you love your sewing...
Yes.
It doesn't feel... that Chris Evans says that thing, if you find a job that you love, you'll never work another day in your life. Because,
this is right.
Because you enjoy it. There's nothing worse than... In the morning, getting up thinking, oh, I've got to go... You know what I mean? If you hated it, you'd be like, oh, I've got to go and open my shop. Oh, I've got to talk to all those quilters. Or I've got to do some sewing. What life is that? Do you know what I mean? Whereas you get up doing... I'll stop now. Iron?
Yes, please. It's true. And, you know, sometimes I do find it quite stressful trying to get everything done in time. But...
Is that a message for our schedule department?
But at the end of the day...
Yes.
It's not hard work. It's just.
But no, exactly. But also, you're going to know when the only trouble is you've spent hours over this gorgeous, gorgeous quilt, right? And it's going to my house. It doesn't. You know. I mean, it's staying in the stockroom here, isn't it? It's not going to stay in your house.
No.
You know what I mean? That would upset me. That would be the only thing that upset me. I just love it. I love this one. I love the white Bargello when it arrived last time. But there's just something about this one. And I think it might be like I was going about black opals, don't I? There's something about the dark colour that makes all the other colours pop out. Anyway.
So, do all your strips in pairs and so press the seam to one side.
Yeah, does it matter which side?
It doesn't matter. If you can press them all to the same side. In your pairs, if you press them all the same way...
Yes.
It doesn't matter if it's left or right, but if you do the pairs all in the same direction in your order, and then when you come to sew your other pairs together, press the seam in the opposite direction.
Yes.
So that when you've got all your strips sewn together...
OK, so we've moved on to... We're on to this one. This one now.
This is the... Yeah. Sorry, I just...
No, that's fine. So that was those... You just did those two strips in the middle there, didn't you?
So
all 10 strips are there?
10 strips are there.
Does that mean to give it a press?
It does need a press. But what you can see is all the seams. So what you get is the seams...
Oh, right. I see what you mean. So if you've pressed them all downwards, then when you come to sew them all together, it goes one that way, one that way, one that way, one that way.
So the opposite ones go in. When we come to cut it up again... it helps when you're joining your pieces. So once you've got all 10 strips sewn together, and this, in your strips they'll be salvage to salvage strips.
So they'll be 44 inches long, really, won't they? Yeah.
Don't stress too much about the ends, because you'll find, even though it's all the same fabric, that some are longer than others. So if you start with your pairs together, top salvage, you may come to the end and find one salvage is longer. But if you keep one as close to the top each time...
That helps doing it in the twos, doesn't it? Because if you do it in the 10, that one would go to there, then that one might be a bit shorter than that. So you're going to end up with a top line. I know your top line's a bit woggledy, but you're going to go like... could go like that,
It could do, yes.
Not quite that excessive, right.
Then you're going to join them together. So you're going to take...
Do you want to press it before you join it together?
We will. We'll just press that one into there.
You see, anyone would think Jay had been in, wouldn't they?
So if we press this one...
Do what?
Flat. So it's in...
Yeah.
Press the rest of it.
People are wondering now how you go from 10 stripes to this incredible effect.
Yeah, and it's just following the cutting.
Yeah.
So we're going to put that together now into a tube. In a tube. And again, don't try and match your salvages up. Hold it up and get it to hang straight rather than trying to match the top edges.
Yes.
Match your sides, obviously, because you want them to be right sides together. But just so that it's hanging straight rather than trying to get it all level at the top, because you're going to trim that edge off anyway, so... Trying to...
You're right.
Yeah, I've lost my foot, it's okay.
Been on any marathons this week?
No, Glenn did the Birmingham one last week.
I know, we were thinking of you.
I was just a spectator. It was a beautiful day.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was lovely. Atmosphere was fantastic.
Oh. Did he win?
No. Well, he won his own personal race.
Against himself?
Yeah.
Oh.
They have their own times, and they always try and better...
personal best.
Yeah, they always try and better it.
I had an email from Leslie before you start shopping. Good morning, John Jane. Love watching. Oh, she said, I'm learning a lot and I can't wait to get started on the Bargello. I'm not surprised. It's so dramatic, isn't it?
A Bargello actually is quite a good one for beginner ladies, gentlemen. And gentlemen. Because although it looks complicated, if you follow the cutting chart, it's quite straightforward.
How much was this? Will there be a bundle left for me at the end? I might make this one. Shush, John. Don't let the management hear how much you love your job, or the next appraisal they'll cut your pay, so you're doing it just for the love of it. They wouldn't dare. Edwina, Eddie, my love, they wouldn't dare. They know how much I'm worth.
So...
I'll just carry on with this, shall I?
We're not going to use the stripology now. We're going to go back to the...
To your ruler.
To the ordinary ruler, because we've got to cut different widths of strip, and some of them are 3 3/4 and 2 3/4.
We've got 2 stripology. Have you got the other stripology there?
Yes.
Just so you know, because we won't need a stripology again now, because we've done all our strips. So have a look at this one, because this one's slightly different. This is the one Jane showed you earlier, right? Now there's this one as well. Now, as far as we can see, because we couldn't find them, the full management team have filed all the instructions, and we don't know where they filed them. This one is like a wider width fabric, isn't it? So that one will take you, if you fold a piece of fabric in half once, that will take you across your 40 inches of fabric.
Yes, it would.
This one is slightly narrower, but you can cut longer strips, can't you, on this one?
Yeah, and it's, without really knowing what it is, it seems to be you'd be able to cut squares with it. So I think what you could do is you could cut your width of your square.
Yeah.
Like if you wanted a 4.5 inch wide square, and then you could turn it round and line it up and cut it the other way, I think, but I'm not certain. But
what you do is you follow the squares at the bottom for 2.5 inch squares.
So you'd cut the strip there, and then you turn it round.
Okay.
And cut it the other way, I think. But of course, with the creative grids, they've got on their site, they've got a tutorial video with all of their rulers.
Oh, yes, of course, yeah.
So you
she
can...
says. Right, well, thank you, Rachel Ruler. I'm going to put those away for the time being, because we don't need those anymore. Right, big ruler, and what are you doing with the big ruler? And then I must do a thing of the bundles, yeah. So
you'll straighten up.
So now, just to recap, we're in a loop. We're still in a tube,
it's still folded
in a tube,
in half.
Does it matter where you fold it? As in, does it matter that this one's at the top?
No, not at this stage.
Right.
What you will do, if you wanted to, and it might help you to keep track of where everything is, because you have to unpick at different levels, you might decide in your row of colours that certain colour is colour 1 to 10, and you might want to number those colours or make a note on your sheet which colours, which number.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter, because you can unpick, and if you don't like the way it flows, you just sew it back up and unpick it at a different place. And that's the same if you make a mistake with your unpicking, you can just sew it back up again. Okay.
Just so you know, a third of the stock of the new one, the one with the navy blue background, which is the dual one, this one, 63.99, third of the stock's gone, checked out and everything. Okay, so you're just straightening off your edge to start with.
Yeah, so I'm lining up either the bottom or the top of the strip with the line on your mat, and then I'm just bringing the ruler to the nearest vertical line, just to trim that off. I thought it'd come without the rotary cutter then.
Yeah.
So get rid of that.
Yeah.
So turn it around, and now you're going to use your ruler, so it doesn't matter if it's not straight on the mat.
Yeah.
You're going to use your ruler, and you're going to follow the measurements on the chart.
Oh, okay, so right.
So you cut. What I do is I line it up.
Oh, because they're all different. They're all different. Yeah.
Widths. They're different widths, which gives you the swag shape.
Yes.
Lining up with the edge of the ruler on the edge of the fabric.
Yeah. So on the thing there, the first thing says
5 inches.
A 5-inch strip. So you cut a 5-inch strip.
The next strip is 3 3/4.
Right. This is why you need to download the instructions off the internet, really, isn't it?
So when I'm thinking about 3/4, I always go to the next one up. So to 4. And then come back a quarter.
Right, okay. But the quarter inches are all marked on the Creative Grids rulers, aren't they? So.
Yeah. So you can count it, and then just double check 1, 2, 3, and then 3/4.
Now, would you label these as you go? Because you've just done a 5.5 and a 4 3/4.
Or a 5 and a 3 3/4.
Whatever you've just done, yeah. 3. Was it? I'm sorry.
3 3/4.
Yeah. You've just done. So ignore me. Go by the instructions. Carry on.
You could, if you felt that you might get muddled, but they are quite. There is quite an obvious difference.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
And then it goes 2 and 3/4.
Does it?
Yeah.
So you go to 3.
And then go back quarter.
All the instructions are on our website.
Now, obviously, I've only got a part piece here.
Yes.
And so the next one after the 2 3/4 is 2.
Got enough room.
You will get from your...
Yeah, because you haven't got the whole width of the fabric
no.
here. You've only got... Because don't forget, these strips will be 44 or 42 inches long with the fabric and everything like that, not just the short
The piece that I just started working on is the offcut from doing the whole one from last time. So that's how much you get left over, and you'll have 4 of those.
Yes.
So you can actually make 6 blocks from your 4, because you can use the offcuts to make the other one.
Okay, so you've cut all your strips by that chart.
Yeah.
Stop there for 1 minute, because I've just got to go and do bundles, and then we'll come back and do the next stage, if that's right. I know how you feel. I adore nursing. I love my job. Sewing is just to relax. That's from Nurse Julie. Thank you, Nurse Julie, my love. This one's first. You get 1/2 metre. Just have to wait. Hang on. That was patronising. 1/2 metre, 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 1.5 metres, 6.5 metres in total. You get the thread, you get the wadding, and I'll tell you how to get the instructions in a second, because they're completely and utterly for free. That was the jewel one. This is the rainbow one. So that's the one with the navy blue background behind Jane. This is the one with the white background behind me. So this one's 63.95. You get 1/2 metre, 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 1.5 metres, 6.5 metres in total. Thread, and you get the wadding, 63.95. To get the instructions, what you have to do to get the instructions is go to our website, www.sewingquarter.com. Go to Learn, Projects and Guides, and, oh, hang on. No, we didn't show, no, you've missed a page out. Yeah, there we go. Then you scroll down the page there. There's others there as well, but then you go to the Bargello, you see. How to make the quilt. And then, you see, Jane was just reading off what kind of strips. That's the list there. That's the list there that you have to cut all the different size stripes off to get your different stripes. Now, before I go back to Jane, I don't know if we can have a shot of them. Lots of people have been asking about, you know, the wooden clips that we have on the wall, because people have got quilts at home they want to display and they're not quite sure how to do it, right? if you look on the wall above Jane's head, on the navy blue one, there are 2 wooden... There you go. What this is, they screw... The screws go in the wall. You can take the wooden things on and off the screws on the wall, so you can change your quilts around. But you can buy those, like in a pair, you get 2 for $10.95. This is what they look like in the packet. They've got like a little ball bearing inside them. I'll tell you what I'll do. At the end of Jane's act, so we don't take away from the quilting, at the end of Jane's act, I'll show you how it slides in and out of the thing, so we can put it back in the break. Right. Oh, so you're doing loads of them suddenly?
Well, I'm just doing enough strips for 1 block, so that
you've only got 20 minutes.
I'm sorry.
That's not you. But I think it's important we see how we...
Yes, it's just to show the technique. So...
You got a quick unpick there, will you?
Yeah. We've got... Now, you make 2 blocks.
We don't need the iron again, do we? So we
will in a little while.
We might do. I can get it. That's fine. Right.
You've got all your strips there. Now, you have two blocks, and block 1 is that. It only has 1 5-inch width.
Right.
And block 2 has 2 5-inch widths.
OK, what's on there? What's block 1 and what's block 2?
Block 1 is there.
So the whole of that above your hand is a block?
It stops there. So
right. Oh, so it's a quarter,
yeah? A quarter of it. And then block 2...
Oh, I see why you've got 1 extra. Yes, I've got it. Right. OK. So are we doing block 1 or block 2?
We'll do block 1.
Yeah.
Because it's... we're going to... You can... On here, it's got the number of the fabric. So if we say this is number 1 fabric...
Yeah. The yellow is number 1 fabric.
OK.
Yeah.
So we're going to unpick between 5 and 4. So...
5 and 4, well, not 1?
No.
OK.
You can...
So if you choose that as number 1, are you deciding now where that goes in the pattern?
It will be...
Oh, it's this one.
It's the widest one, so it would be there.
Right.
And it works its way.
Oh, OK. So it doesn't matter which one it is, really?
No.
Doesn't matter.
And, as I say, once you've unpicked it and laid it out, if you don't like...
Oh, just sew it back up.
You can sew it back up and move it.
Lorraine says, John, you're priceless and irreplaceable. Lorraine, I'm not. Right, so that was 1, 2, 3... So you're going to unpick between 4 and 5?
Between 5 and 4.
5 and 4.
Which
4
is
and 5, that's the
same thing. So you can do it any way you want to, but we'll unpick between 5 and 4, which is this one here.
But that's 1?
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5.
So you're unpicking this seam here.
Right. Yeah, not the one you had hold of.
Yeah, because I wasn't counting properly.
That's all right.
Now,
oh, yes, switch the aircon off, yeah, please.
Now, I unpick, when I'm using the unpicker for this, I use it upside down to some people because I don't... It's such a short seam, I'm really just flicking the stitch out of the fabric.
Yes.
You can do it the other way and cut through if you want to, but it makes it quite messy.
Yeah.
Because you end up with all those...
Loose threads.
So...
Diane in Leicestershire. Oh. There's the quick unpick graphics there. Diane in Leicestershire says, morning both. Love Jane's demo of this quilt. The chart and the instructions are brilliant. That's from Diane in Leicestershire. She said, I sent my photo last time. You both loved it. Diane, we did. It was gorgeous. Heather, hello both. I'm just leaving to go to a Bargello workshop. If mine turns out OK, I'll send a pic. Blimey, Gail, you're going to make one in an hour. Heather, oh, hang on. Is that from Heather or Gail, though? Yeah, I think it's Gail, but it's sent from Heather's email address. Right, so you've unpicked between those 2. Yeah, 4 and 5.
So the next one...
So the next one...
is between 6 and 5.
Right.
So...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So it's that one, is it?
Yeah. It should.
Have you only got 1 quick unpick? So the next one will be...
7 and 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll unpick that one.
If you get muddled and you can't see it, you can just look at the flow of it. Once you've got the first one
you and your blooming
unpicked,
flow.
Once you've got your first one unpicked, you know, because it's always one down. So it that's how you get the swag. Sorry,
effect. I can't talk and unpick at the same time.
So basically, that fabric at the bottom then goes to the top. So once you've got that first strip done, if you always remember that the fabric that was at the bottom then becomes the fabric at the top.
So you're going to now do...
So without looking at that, I want the fabric, the purple at the top, so I'm going to unpick between the purple and the blue spot.
Okay, and will I need blue at the top on mine?
Yeah.
So would I unpick between the blue and the blue? I'll unpick between the blue and the blue.
That's right, yeah. So
there's an email come in with a picture. Is it down from Leicestershire? Oh, no, it's a different one. Hope your voice gets better, John. Lovely morning. Oh, love the days when you're presenting, thank you. Oh, shh. I sent an image, said, I agree, you're priceless. I'm not at all, I'm just... Oh, look.
Oh, wow, that's
now,
beautiful.
Is that still Bargello? Because they're all the same size, aren't they?
Yeah, that's a variation of Trip Around the World. Which is very similar to Bargello, but you don't cut your strips at different widths, you keep them all the same.
So it's the exact same technique as this, but you cut all your strips at, say, 2.5 or 3 or whatever.
Yeah. Those look like they're 2.5-inch squares, so all the strips would have been cut at 2.5, and then all the strips would then be cut into 2.5-inch segments. Nice. I
love the colours as well. Right. So hang on. So you're doing between
the turquoise and the green.
So I do between
the green and the yellow.
Green and yellow. Oh, so I'm back up to number 1 again.
You can see I've just done that in the wrong place.
Oh, you've done it wrong.
Yeah, I've done it wrong. So you just take it to the machine.
Jane.
I know. I'm not concentrating.
You've got one job.
I know. It's you talking to me. I can't concentrate.
Okay, what's your worst fear coming on Sewing Quarter?
That something happens to you.
And I have to walk off set and left on her own. Now she's complaining that I'm talking. Which one am I doing?
Right.
I'm doing between yellow and green.
I'm doing between turquoise and green, and you're doing between yellow and green.
Okay. I could do this all day, really.
It's very therapeutic.
Yes. This would be like the quilting version of my wig making, because my wig making used to be so...
That's right. So the green goes at the top.
Therapeutic.
Now, we've come to the halfway point now.
Right.
So that's the middle strip, which on this one is here.
Oh, the very narrow strip in the middle there.
And on here is this one.
Yeah.
So we're going back again. So...
Oh, so now you need to have...
Go between the lime...
turquoise at the top.
Yeah.
Linear turquoise at the top.
So I'm going between the lime green and the turquoise again.
And I'm going between the turquoise and the blue spot.
That's right.
Yeah. Do you do Bargello classes at your shop?
Yes. And Trip Around the World, which is similar.
Yeah. But the thing is, how long's the lesson?
It's an all-day lesson. It's a 10 till 4.
And do you go home with a quilt then?
No, you'll go home with probably 2, maybe 3. The really speedy quilters, sewers, may have...
Blocks or quilts?
Blocks.
Oh, I was going to say.
May have 4 blocks together, so they may have got the middle section together.
Am I going through between pink and red next then?
Yes, because it's the same as that one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, got another image come through, another picture from Helen.
Wow.
Oh, look.
That must have taken some working out.
Oh, great teaching from Jane.
Thank you.
And a super priceless host. That was her first Bargello. Which Helen is that? Paul. Which Helen is it? Is that Helen? Is that Joe's mum's Helen's? Hayley, can you just ask if that's Joe's mum Helen, that one? Yes. Oh, no. I know who that is. No, that's a different Helen. Yeah, I've seen Helen's pictures on Facebook. She puts lovely pictures on Facebook. I wonder if Helen, because Helen, who is Joe's mum, has just started quilting and she doesn't stop. She doesn't stop now. Joyce, I love Jane's quilts. Love your shows, John. Sorry, I'm not ill. It's just annoying, isn't it? But thank you. Sent an email with a question for you and Jane. Go on, then. Oh, we haven't got your email yet. We haven't got your email yet, Joyce, my love.
What have we done there?
Right, no, I've got an answer. I've got an answer. Marcia says, could you use jelly rolls? Well, you could, but you wouldn't get that effect because in a jelly roll you usually get one of each fabric, don't you?
You do.
So you wouldn't. Would there be? You know what I mean? There wouldn't be enough, would there, to make? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like if you've only got one jelly roll.
Yeah. What have we done here?
Oh, what have you done? Marcia, I would use fabric, Marcia. You can use jelly rolls, but normally you don't get enough of a repeat of each of the jelly rolls to make it, do you? Because if you think you've cut 4... Yes. So for each colourway, you would need 4 jelly rolls, wouldn't you? And how often do you get a jelly roll that's the same? So you might not get 4 red ones, 4 yellow ones, 4 blue ones, 4 green ones. Do you know what I mean? So it would be... You could do it, but it would look... Oh, and, no, it would be a trip around the world. It would be a trip around the world. No.
No, yeah, you could do it with jelly rolls.
It could be this one. But you don't always get 4 red ones and 4 yellow ones, so you need 4 of each to make the block.
But what you can do, because my very first quilt that I made was made from a jelly roll, and it was a Bargello.
Right.
And what I did was, I
Concentrate.
Sorry,
Don't talk. Do you want me to unpick it for you?
I'm just trying to work it out here.
You've gone wrong.
Yes, that's what it is, isn't it? It's this one that's wrong.
Okay, once everyone's checked out of this one, the jewel, the jewel one, half the stock's gone. Half the stock is gone.
And what I did was I used colours that were the same, although they weren't the same pattern fabric.
Yes. So you can get a Bargello, but it won't be the same effect as that one because
you could get like the shading. So if you've got like 4 reds in there, but they were different patterns, you could still do it.
Yes.
But
it wouldn't give this. I don't think it would be as dramatic as this.
It probably wouldn't, but you get the same effect because the colourway was the same.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm doing...
Louise, morning both. Could we have a trip around the world? Oh, quilt. So have you done a trip around the world?
Yes, we did a trip around the seaside, didn't we?
Yes,
with the strawberry in the middle.
Please?
Yes.
That's for Louise. Hayley, can you bring that up at Monday meeting? Trip around the world, please, with Jane.
Right.
Louise, you see, you ask, we'll sort it. How many fabrics do you need for trip around the world? Does it depend on your pattern?
Yeah, 10 works nicely.
OK, there we go. We'll do the same thing then. We'll do one of those. In fact, do you know what? That should be the show. We're going to do some shows where we have the expert guest on, but they don't actually do the sewing. They make me do the sewing. Oh,
right, yeah.
So that one, I think I could do that one. Have you done it wrong again?
I've done it wrong again.
I'll show you how to make a Bargello. What you do is you get... That's the one we could do where you could teach me and I could make it.
Yeah.
So, Hayley, on the meeting on Monday, we'll do a trip around the world, 10 different fabrics. Jane will teach and I'll make it in the show. OK?
Right.
Oh, Diane sent the picture. Wait till you see this. Look at that. That's gorgeous, isn't it? Now, that's the one... like your navy blue one, but on the side, isn't it?
Yeah, and that was the one we saw when I was here last, and it inspired me to do...
there you go. Now,
border.
You've inspired Jane to do which? Oh, yes. Look at the borders of the ones on the picture there. Diane's picture there, right? Look at the border, how you get the white, then you also get the frame of colour. That's what inspired Jane to do this border on ours.
Because it carries the size of the strip through, so it looks like it carries through.
By getting fatter.
Yes.
Right, what's the matter? Where are you lost?
Now then.
You've only got a few minutes.
I'm hopeless.
All right, so get rid of these. Get rid of these a minute. So if you've laid all of them out, so imagine you've gone... So this purple line goes, or the V's go right the way back and right the way back.
Yeah.
What do you do next?
You're going to sew them together in pairs.
Right.
And again, sew them together in pairs and then sew the pairs together.
Yes.
So keep it laid out on your table.
I was going to say, it's important to have a big space to lay it out, isn't it?
And because we did this sewing one seam to the other...
Pressing one seam to it.
One way and one the other way, they'll nestle into each other.
Yeah.
So if I just sew that...
So
is this the biggest
you're going to be working with at the moment, because you've put 2 blocks together, haven't you?
This is 1 block, so yeah, so you put 2 blocks together.
Yes. So what you're actually, with what you saw on the table now,
yeah.
I'll do it on mine. Oh, it's this way up though, isn't it? You're just stitching that. Is that right? Or am I in the wrong place?
Yeah, it's...
That.
It's this way, so it's this. That's what you get.
Right. With all that we've got on the table there, yeah?
From there.
Yeah.
Along there.
Right.
So this one was made with 2 blocks.
So this is, until you stitch that block and that block together, that's as big as a piece you're going to be working with, isn't it?
Yes. If I just get this sewn together...
Yeah, if you could.
Sorry.
Hayley switched the heating off and it's suddenly got really cold again. Is it cold outside today?
It's not really. Well, I suppose... No. I think it's mild, isn't it? For,
yeah, it is
considering
mild
the time of the year.
It's gone very cold. Maybe it's because it's damp some outside.
I think it's colder than we've been used to.
It is, but it's not as cold as it should be, is it yet?
No.
Oh, no, are we in October? Paul, what? Put his thermals on today.
So, by having those seams nestled together, you see, you get the nice matching points.
Perfect corners.
And what happens is, you'll sew them together into pairs.
Right, can I move this?
Yeah. You'll sew them together in pairs. These are a bit scrunched. And then... This is missing a middle bit somewhere. Anyway, you sew the pairs together.
Yeah.
And then you sew so that they become 4s. And,
yeah.
But in block 1, you're going to have 3 that you're going to need to sew together before...
Oh, yes. So you have that, you have a 2, and a 3. Then you sew that together and that together to make your...
and it all comes together. And you end up... That's block 1.
Right. Because block 1 and block 2 are slightly different, aren't they? Because
only in so much that you've got an extra strip on the end of block 2.
Yes.
OK, so... If you want to do that effect, you
I
use
still think
2
it looks like that
blocks.
building in New York.
Yes, it does, like the Empire State Building.
That's it, the Empire State. Oh, it's the Chrysler Building I'm thinking of.
You've got 2 block 2s. To get that effect...
This one?
Yeah, we've put them in the same orientation, so that it comes...
Same way round, you mean?
Yeah, so they come down in the V. To get that effect, we've turned it round. Now, this is where it becomes... You can leave it like that if you want to, but it's a bit elongated.
Yes.
So I took that strip out. I unpicked that strip.
Oh, OK.
To get that effect.
Or... No, it'd spoil it completely. I was going to say, could you put a sash? Yeah, I've got to leave you in a second, but I'm just...
No, you'd lose,
the sash
you lose the effect.
Completely.
If you want to get it swagging...
Yeah.
You would make your block... You could do it that way. And you could make your block like that.
So completely different again?
Again, because you're cutting...
a circle, because you could then put the same down there and the same down there, it takes big circles.
And it would make that shape.
Yeah, thank you.
OK.
You're back in an hour doing a cushion, scallop cushion with a difference. Right. 2 bundles to show you. Remember, you can get the instructions from our website. Just go to projects and guides and you'll find it in there. This is the one with the navy blue background. Now, I need to tell you, there's not a backing fabric as such, but there's enough of all the fabrics left over to create a patchwork backing as well. This is the dual one, 6.5 metres of fabric, 0.5 metre of all of those. Oh, dear. 1.5 of that. Brand new today, with your thread, with your wadding. Very, very popular. And remember, if you do the extra border, you need to get a little bit more wadding. OK, and then this one. This is the one that Jane made last time. Oh, I was going to show you the wooden clips. Never mind. There's the colours, 6.5 metres with the white background on that one. Thread and the batting, £63.95. Oh, I've got ages. Right. Yeah, come with me. Because they're over the other side. Stripologies, people asking about the stripologies. This is the one Jane used. Sorry, Hales. That's the one Jane used. Oh, £53.95. That's the other one that you can use to make squares and strips. That one there is for wider fabric. This one here is for longer strips. Actually, Natasha put a picture on Facebook last night of the one that she's been using. I don't know which one she's been using. She's got one of these. £44.95. And the wooden clips. The wooden clips I promised you to do. Right. All you literally do is you go like that. Oh, that one's not going to work. Oh, no. There you go, there you go, there you go. So you can slide in and out. It's what? There you go. No, I've done it. No, I've taken the pins out. So they slide in and out. I'll show you. Look, 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 look. Very quickly. Very quickly, look. They've got the ball bearing inside there. So what you do is you put your quilt up inside, and then as you drop it down, it holds it in place. You put a screw in the wall, and then that goes over the hole. Don't go anywhere. We've got Jo Carter making Tilda. We've got Tilda gorgeousness, and we've also got Tilda fabric. We will see you in 3 minutes from now.
Join us on Facebook. Simply search for the Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more.
Today I'm going to be showing you how to do diagonal tacking, which is also known as pad stitching, but depending on what you're using it for. Diagonal tacking would be a temporary stitch just to attach layers of fabric together, like interlinings or interfacings, and you'll be doing that to the wrong side of the fabric. So normally you would use 2 layers of fabric, but I'm going to be just using this fabric here on a hoop, just so I can show you the stitches. So I'm going to be taking my needle through my fabric, and then I'm going to be doing in and out to create a diagonal shape. And then I'm going to go further down and again coming in and out. So you can see that I'm moving from the right to left, but if you're right or left-handed, then this can change either way, whatever's more comfortable for you. So it's this small stitch here that gives you the diagonal shapes, and you just keep going down your fabric. So once you've done these stitches down here, you then need to go back up to create a second row of stitches. But this time you need to come in and out the other way. So this time I'm going from right to left, so I'm mirroring that stitch, like so.
Wake up to a Westerly masterclass this Wednesday as Angie Atwood returns with some brand new templates for us to try. Westerly rulers are a real viewer favourite, being both easy to use and boundless in the creative possibilities they offer. And now that we've added more stock than ever to our popular lines and brought in some new arrivals, this is the perfect time to tap into Angie's expertise. Angie will show us how to bring a wealth of amazing designs to life with great precision and ease. So tune in on Wednesday the 25th of October at 8 AM and watch Angie create pure quilting magic with these incredible tools. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78.
Tilda! Aren't they gorgeous? Look at these, look at these, look at these. Right, let me get rid of that first of all. That wasn't the trainee, that was me. Look at these kits. Look at these kits. What I've got this at, just if you just tuned in. Joe's here, and we've got 2 Tilda kits that we're going to show you, and Joe's going to show you how to quilt, patchwork part of this. And then we've got gorgeous Tilda fabrics. You've seen the pre-cuts, right? But we're going to show you them by the half metre today. They're over there ready. So this is the Santa, £27.95. Everything you need is in the box apart from the stuffing. Apart from the stuffing, there's everything in the box. I'll open a box later and show you through it properly. So that's the Father Christmas, the Santa from the cottage range. So all the fabrics you're seeing this Santa made of, we've got those fabrics by the ½ metre. So maybe you're thinking, don't need another Santa, but I do need a lovely cushion cover, or I do need a lovely quilt. Then we could do it. So that's Santa. That's Santa. Also, metal on metal, not a good sound, is it? Also, got the stocking. Lovely, beautiful stocking. Now, we're not going to actually make this in this half an hour, but we will take you through it. We'll take you through the pattern and everything like that, because I've got the real boxes on my desk over there with me. Oh, in the trolley, not on the desk, right? OK. There's everything in that box. Right. I've got them over here. Where's the glitter?
Oh, I'm dull today.
You're never dull, can I just say? That's a very flame top, isn't it? You blend in beautifully with... Well, not blend in, but... Anyway, hello.
Morning.
Right. Now, two kits. Santa, first of all, which we're going to show you how to make. Is it a beginner, an intermediate? What kind of skill would you need to make this?
I think you could probably tackle it if you're a confident beginner or an intermediate. It's not too tricky. It's more fiddly than anything.
Right, OK.
Because the arms are very slim, and it's turning those out and stuffing them.
Well, I've got the perfect tool for that later. It's a very unusual way of doing the beard as well, isn't it?
It is. I need to say, the kit doesn't have the stuffing to fill the body, but also there's wadding as well in this one. So the tunic has wadding underneath, and the beard and the hats as well.
So you need wadding and stuffing. I just said stuffing that you need to get. I've got that. I'll show it to you later. So that's the Santa. That's the Santa, which I'm going to show you now. Before we make that, can I just talk to you about I love this stocking. So it's the same. It's the same principle, isn't it? You're making a patchwork of the fabrics.
Yes.
Where's the box? Let me open the box and I'll show you what you're getting inside. So it's here. I'm doing it gently. Oh. Can you slice through there for me? Thank you. We'll just watch the
lift your hand off.
Now, the floor mentions I was able to open these boxes. That's right. Right, so in the box, you get the instructions, which are very, very, very thorough, aren't they, Jo?
They are. It's really helpful as well that they even have the fabric shown, so you can check and make sure you're on track and you're using the right fabrics in the right place.
Lots of instructions. What's that one for, then?
That's the foot you need to join to make the stocking template.
I see. So there's your template of the whole thing there. The instructions carry on both sides, and there's written ones as well here. OK, and then fabric-wise, in the box, you also get thread. You get like a calico main fabric in there, and then all the fabrics from the new cottage range that you're going to need. So you have to cut them up and everything, but that's what the templates and everything are for. Look, beautiful. Seagreen, leaf berry, Botanical, Minerva. I think that's all of them there. Getting lovely. Anyway, so is that one easy to follow, the stocking easy to follow?
Yes.
Yeah, brilliant. OK, fantastic. Well, I'll put that one away. I'll leave that one out here and let's get on. Look, those are the fabrics. These are all the fabrics got by the ½ metre. Coming up. Right, so let's get on with Santa. Where do you start with Santa?
Making the body first.
Right.
I'm going to start with the tunic because I've made Tilda toys before and they do follow that sort of Tilda technique and they're really well explained in the instructions.
OK, can I just take that one from you, then? So in real life, you make the body first. Oh, which is this, isn't it? This bit here. Oh, yeah, this is the bit... When I went home yesterday, you were at this stage.
Yes.
So you make the body first, then you make the legs, and then you get on with the tunic, which is all the instructions are there. All the fabrics in the box.
I did change the way I made the body ever so slightly.
Oh, did you?
I know.
What did you do differently, then?
the legs, it says to hand stitch the bottom of the body closed and hand stitch the legs as well into that seam. Now, actually, when I made it, I left the gaps that you're supposed to leave for the legs.
Yes.
But, see, if I have the template, that might make it easier. Here we go.
Right. Oh, yes, go with the template.
So I actually closed all of the bottom, leaving these leg sections open.
Is that what they tell you to do?
No, you're supposed to stuff there. And I actually stuffed... my turning space was there.
Okay.
It just meant once the legs were done, I could pop them in there and over sew and stitch them, machine stitch them in place.
I'll show you here. I'll show you here. Look, what they say to you is leave the gap open and hand sew those in, right? But you have machine stitched them into the actual seam,
yes.
And you left your opening. You left your opening there to stuff it with. They're all saying all naughty things upstairs. I'm not having it. Right, OK, so you've made your body and then you make the tunic to go on top, is that right? So you've attached your legs to the body. Have you attached your arms to the body?
The arms are hand-stitched to the body. So I've sewn those on inside there.
So you make... Is it a whole coat that you then slice on?
It is. It's a full tunic that goes over the top.
Oh, wow. So you've made these little arms.
They're like little cigars.
I was thinking those cheese straws. You can't have those.
No.
But I was thinking those cheese... Grassinis, are they called, or something like that. So they're attached to it, and then you make the whole tunic separately.
You do. Okay. And it's the tunic, really, that takes the time. OK,
so let's get on with the tunic, then. Oh, that one's already out, so I can put that in there. Right. So where'd you start?
The applique star, and the star on the centre of the tunic, it's the same technique, and it's the same motif, with the same fabrics as well that's used on the stocking, so it sort of brings both Christmas projects together.
Oh, OK, lovely.
It's slightly different size for each one, but it's the same principle. So I've cut out the template.
Right. All these are in there, aren't they, the templates and everything?
They are. I mean, I traced them out originally and used tracings, but actually this is the original one I cut out of the pattern.
And then?
And then the fabric you're supposed to use is the Siegfried.
Yeah.
Yep. Siegfried, is it?
Sigrid.
I could go Siegfried.
There's no F.
That's not right, is it?
Sigrid. Siegfried's the one with the lions in Las Vegas, isn't it?
Well,
with his friend Roy.
It's an easy mistake to make. Yeah. So on the reverse, I'm just going to trace round. I'm leaving the seam allowance because I'll trim it out in a minute with the seam allowance. OK, so you're literally just drawing around the template. I can't tell you how many people have come. Is this the Father Christmas one, yeah? Sarah, Trishran, Joy, Helen, Hilary, Laura, Nina, Tracy, Barbara, Christine, Sylvia, Claudia, Geraldine, I've done something to my screen, Sue, Karen, Jennifer, Jean, loads of you. Oh, that's a nice name, Coralie. You need to check out your baskets. Right. So you've drawn round, but that does not include the seam allowance. No, so I'm trimming it now and adding the seam allowance as I cut it out, which is about 1/4 inch, 6 millimetres. So I'm slightly generous, I think. OK. Are we going to be doing that hand turning under as you applique, that one? No, this is a sort of an EPP style. Oh, OK. I look forward to seeing this, then. I best make it interesting. Yes, please. So, that piece of Sigrid fabric you've got there, does it make anything else in this kit as well? It does. It makes lots of the patchwork. Oh, there's more than just that? That you get more this is that. Just... In fact, this is left over from that kit. I've not cut into the... Yeah. I have another kit here. But that's quite nice, because sometimes when you buy kits, it's like down to the last thread, isn't it? But they obviously give you too much of each fabric if you had that much left over from doing it. And it'd be nice to make... You can make Christmas tree decorations as well that sort of tie in then if you have the Santa out and the stocking and things. Has Helen made your Christmas cushions yet in the Tudor... Was it Tudor Pink, the one that she bought? Was it Tudor? Do you know, she gave that to me for my birthday. So I'm going to make them. Oh. But I had promised I'd make her one. Now, does your Helen live in Cheshire? Yes. Oh, right, because we had Helen from Derbyshire today, and I didn't know if it was the same one. Right, OK, so we've drawn around the star and we've cut it out with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Now, with the glue pen, I'm going to pop the... Glue pen, have we got those today? If not, they'll find them on the website. Pop the star back in place, and then I'm going to snip into these internal corners. Oh, OK. Do you snip right the way down to the star? Close, but make sure you don't catch the star, so maybe just slightly...
Like a hair's breadth.
Yes, right in front of it.
Oh, there's your glue pen, graphics £5.95. You get a pen and a refill. But don't worry, if you've never seen these glue pens before, please don't worry. They're either in bright yellow or bright blue or bright pink. They do dry clear. And you can machine through them so they don't clag. Right, OK.
OK, and then I'm just going to glue over the sides onto this shape. I'll start with the point.
Yeah.
A blob of glue on.
Do you not have to... Oh.
Fold the point over. And then... So I have to...
It's a bit more glue. Would you not cut the points... Like, you know, you've clipped into the things. You don't need to do that at the point.
You don't... I mean, you can do if you want. If you want to take some bulk out of the point, you could do. I didn't do that with any of these.
No.
There we go. I'm just going to fold.
Are you going to take the paper out eventually? Or
Yes.
do you leave the paper in? Oh,
The paper does come out. It's not in at the end. Oh, I've not done my...
You've not done the point yet?
I know. It's the fourth one of these I've done. But still,
The what?
The fourth one I've done. Still managed.
Well, because there's one on the stocking, one on Santa, one you've already made earlier.
And one there.
This is what we're aiming for. Remember, these are brand new today. Brand spanking new today, these. And you're loving them. How's the stocking doing in comparison? Because you need to do one of these for both the stocking and for the Santa, but they're just different sizes, did you say?
Yes, and there's not much in it, size difference. And any overlap here, when you sew it on, you've just tuck that, fold it under with your needle.
Oh, the stocking's doing well as well. Oh, now, look, I can see some people have bought both. Some people have bought both the stocking and their Father Christmas. The Santa, it's called, isn't it?
They do look really nice together, I think. I'd quite like to take that Santa home.
You'd like to take it home?
Yeah.
Hayley says you can.
So does she?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
As long as, if we don't sell out today, you have to come back.
I have to bring it back.
Yeah. Or wait till when do you need it? When do you put your Christmas decorations out?
Oh, well, I leave it quite late.
Oh, there you go. So you can take it near the time then.
But people...
One's 27. How much are they, Paul? How much are the two kits? They're both £27.95. So that's £56 to you.
Oh, OK.
Then you can take them. I won't charge you B&P because you can take in these two.
Well, there we go.
Anyway.
And then I've...
It's very neat.
Basted all the edges. Oh, I've glued some threads to my finger. And then cut out... For the tunic, it's a 4.5-inch square of the natural sort of colour.
Yeah.
Pop it that way. And then the star needs to position it in the centre and hand sew it in place.
Does it matter at what angle it's on?
Try and keep it as straight as possible. Now, the way I did this is I actually then applied glue to my seat, the bits I'd folded over like this.
Yeah.
You can pin it or do whichever technique you prefer, but actually I quite like the glue blob there as well.
Penny's sewing along with us, apparently. Has she sent me a message in, or she sent it to you? Oh, I had one from the Isle of Man there. It's just disappeared. Penny says, excuse the messy sewing room. Oh, look, you can see hers on in the background. Look, there's our graphics in the background there. She said, I'm watching as I'm sewing. Oh, she's making the same thing.
Yes, that's the front and the back of the tunic.
Yes.
And
oh, look, she's
the
already
trolley.
made the body. There's the body. Oh, Pen, you could have come on. Then we'd have to have Moaning Minnie here. You could have done it for us.
But look, also a trolley like we have to keep.
OK, I've got that, Tilda, but I'll come to that later. Right. So you hand-stitched round there to make that panel.
And then, yes, a hand stitch all around the side.
Could you machine it if you wanted to?
You could machine it, you could applique it if you wanted, you could cut it out
when
without
did you take
the
the
seam
paper
allowance.
out?
I'm about to do that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. That was my big moment.
No, it wasn't. Have you got to stitch it? Oh, no.
Well, I have stitched this one.
Oh, I see. You're going to show us how to stitch it.
Already. So, but pin it in place. I've glued it in place. Pin and glue if you want.
Yeah.
And then...
Hand stitch round. Oh, but if you
through.
appliqued with a machine, you're going to catch the paper, aren't you?
You will.
Yeah.
But they do say in the instructions, if you wanted to use iron-on adhesive, cut it out to the
like
size.
Bondweb.
Yes, without the
Star inside. Oh,
seam allowance, and then zigzag the edges.
Oh, that's what I do.
Is that what you do?
Yeah.
I quite like the way this finishes up, actually.
Okay.
And then once it's stitched on,
yeah,
just going to. This is where it'd help if I had some fingernails, but I don't.
Use your teeth.
So I'm just going to snip.
So we're on the back of the panel.
The fabric, and only the fabric on the back. And then go in through the back. Actually, if you give it a press first with a warm iron, it softens the glue up and makes this a bit easier. But I'm just going to lift.
Is that a hint that you want the iron on?
It's fine.
Good morning, both. I've just sent you a photo of the Tilda Father Christmas I made for my daughter for Christmas. I hope you like it. Have you got that one from Julie? Oh, look, that's lovely.
That's so nice.
Is that from this book, then? Right, little
The little Christmas
What
tree.
page is it on, then? You keep doing you keep working and I'll find it. Have we seen that picture enough, I think? Thank you. Not that we don't love it, Julie, but it was just, Mike, the director, liked it. They've got angels in this book. I'm just looking, party time. There's so many gorgeous Tilda. Oh, reindeers. Oh, the reindeers, aren't they lovely? Are you not seeing? Oh, yes. So, it's identical. Well done indeed. That's fabulous. So, £13.95, there's the Tilda. Now, this is the book that we had in the middle of summer, do you remember? And I hadn't done my prep properly. And I flicked through it and went, oh, this is a Christmas book. It's the most gorgeous Christmas book with angels and reindeers. Homemade and Happy, it's called, £13.95. And when you see the fabrics that we're about to bring you, all of these cottage fabrics, you could make lots of things out of there. OK? So what do you do next? So what are you doing, Jo?
OK, so I'd give that a press now. But that then is the central patch for the tunic design. Move that one out of the way.
Iron design.
Well, I can do.
Oh, you carry on with your saying, because I haven't got long.
Right, should I do the flying geese next?
Yes, please.
So we have the dimensions. I think they're 2.5 by 4.5, these rectangles. And then 2.5-inch squares. And ruler.
Half the stock of Santa's gone already.
The squares are in the... Oh, I can't remember the names.
That's called berry leaf.
That one's mini, isn't it?
And that's mini.
So with the ruler...
These will be coming up by the half metre as well. You get... In the kits, you get the fabric you need, but like we've just shown in the book, right? There are other projects to make. We've got the fabric brand new today. You've seen the pre-cut, you've never seen it by the half metre. So what's she doing?
With water erasable pen, always. Just marking diagonal lines across these squares. I've made 2 flying geese already, and these are the other 2.
Right.
Because they surround this square. But if you've not done patchwork flying geese before, I mean, these are sort of really easy. But I love how it gives that sort of extra sort of patchwork star around the applique star.
Is it like a sawtooth? No. Chainsaw.
Oh, I don't know. I'm terrible at the names.
Yes. Not houndstooth. We've done it. Oh, chainsaw, yeah, we haven't done the chainsaw. Right, OK, so you're making a flying geese now?
I am. So, in the instructions, it shows you exactly how to do them. That's the rectangle, and then we put the square on one side. It's the the berry leaf.
Berry leaf.
On one side. With the
going across? Oh, I'll come across. There you go. And the mini on the other side.
With the diagonal line going this way, and I'm just going to sew along this line.
OK.
So
I've
matched the corners, so it's definitely over the top in the right position.
But when you get to the top of the flying geese, I want to know how you get that point exactly right.
Let's cheat the fabric a bit. I'll start that again.
Yeah, yeah. Just watching Joe.
Is one a flying goose? It's
No.
not, is it?
Because it's not the actual bird, it's the formation they make when they're flying away.
Ah.
So even one is called a flying geese.
So I've stitched, it's not very visible, but stitched along that line.
Actually on the line?
Actually on the line. And then, using the ruler, match that to the line and the stitching and trim the seam 1/4 of an inch away from.
Okay.
I'll just sew like that. So I'll do the other one.
Right, now how do you get the... You see here at the top point here of the flying geese... Oh, it overlaps because you've got your seam allowance.
It does.
Yeah.
So when you sew...
Yeah. But it tells you all this in the instructions, shows you all this in the instructions.
It does.
Doesn't it?
They are. I find that it shows the fabrics as well. Instead of just being plain illustrations, you've got the prints of the fabric. What?
Why are you doing... Why? Oh, I see. You're doing both of the berry leaf first and then you're doing the two minis.
I am, because I need to give these a press before I sew the other bit on, so...
Oh, well, you can do it, actually. I'm never pressing for Joe again. Wasn't good enough, apparently.
I'm not saying anything.
Well, you said it was on live on air. You said it wasn't. You went, oh, that would have worked if you'd ironed it properly.
Right, so... Now, it specifies to press the seams open in most of it, but with these, the flying geese, I'm pressing them to the dark side.
Right. You can't see that, I don't think, because it's behind the book.
I'll bring them out in a minute.
There you go.
There we go. So then one side, stitch on, I've left a bit of water on there.
I left the water.
No, I've left a bit of
I
water.
thought you said John's left water. Hello, John and Joe, having my breakfast in bed, ordered the stocking, love the show, Margaret in West Yorkshire. Hello, Margaret, my love.
Morning.
I love West Yorkshire. Right, OK.
So now I've positioned this square on the other side with the diagonal going this way.
Oh, and it looks like it's overlapping the berry leaf one. So that's why you have to press it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely press before you sew this one on. Get nice crisp.
OK.
Sort of
Now,
sides.
I don't know how to put this.
Oh, no.
You've got 7 minutes.
OK.
Oh, OK.
Well, it was unlikely I was going to get the whole front bit patched.
Yes. You do need to check out your basket. The Santa one is flying out far. The Santa one is flying out faster than the stocking one. So you need to check out your baskets.
Should I do this one so I can put all 4 round?
Yeah, please do. In your 7 minutes.
In my 7 minutes.
This is a lovely ruler. Because the one you wanted for your Christmas present sold out yesterday.
It did.
It? This one's 6.5 by 12.5, would it be? £17.95. So if you can't get the... How many of these have we got in stock, Paul? Oh. Is your husband watching today?
It depends what the boys allow him to do.
If you can't get the one from yesterday, she'll have this one in her stocking instead. Right.
So trim this one, and that's the flying geese done. And then it's all squares and rectangles around it, and you join the bits in strips, and all the measurements, let's trim that, are on here. So this will be the central panel.
Oh,
and it tells you
everything, doesn't it?
Exactly how to lay it out and the fabric sizes.
Now, somebody asked about the skinny legs. I've got the perfect tool for, not for skinny legs, but for turning through the skinny legs. Did you bring the sample turning through thing with you? I don't know what that means. Oh, I'm going to just turn it through. Oh, I just... Don't look. Look at Joe for the minute.
I'll lay those out.
Oh, no, I'm doing it wrong. I'm not showing you yet. Because it's not ready. It's not ready. Look at Joe first. Don't look at me. Right, I'm ready. Just talking about the legs and the arms, right, very quickly. So imagine this is one of your legs that you stitched. Right sides together. Hannah made it. Oh, almost matches my shirt, look. What you need is one of these. You need a prim turning set. What you do is you get 3 of these, 3 different widths. Sorry, Joe, I'm taking over again. 3 different widths, and you get 3 pushy through things. Oh, there's one missing. This isn't the proper set, Floor. You get 3 pushy through things. You get a wide one, a thin one, and a metal one. And what you do is you put the tube inside the piece you want turning through. Oh, just let it drop to the bottom like that. You take your turny through tool, you just push it through the bottom of the pipe, and you pull it through, and then you can use the orange strict turny through thing to push out your corners. So it's been out of stock. It's been out of stock. It's back in stock now. You will get a 3rd one of those, which is metal. There it is. The 3rd one, the narrow one, is metal. Right, OK. Next with Joe.
OK, so the patchwork, make them in stripes. I think that one goes. So you'd make this section, sew these pieces.
Hang on, let's just get that. So you sew which sections first?
So they'll be done in strips.
Yeah.
So sew that as a strip. I've joined the top strip together.
Yeah.
We've not really got time, have I? I've cut all the pieces out.
Yeah, yeah.
And they go down there. So join them in strips and then join them to make your full tunic front piece. And then that, is it on this side? Once you've got your tunic, draw out with a water erasable pen your pattern piece. And it says to use, then when you've cut this out with the seam allowance, use that as your template to cut your wadding. I actually cut the wadding slightly larger, zigzagged this to the wadding and then trimmed them out.
OK, let me just
trim the wadding once it was zigzagged.
So the actual Santa's outfit has got wadding behind it there. And then obviously the body is stuffed. They don't come in the kit, but I have wadding. I've got everything today, haven't I? Is that the wadding? Yep. There's the wadding. It's £2.95, isn't it? See, I'm even frightening that I know the prices, isn't it? There you go. There's the wadding to put inside his tunic. And then what you've used to stuff it with is the super soft toy and cushion stuffing, filling. Again, £2.95. You get lots, don't you? There you go. So you've made. So you cut when all your patchwork is sewn together. You then cut the front. Now the front and the back are the same.
Yeah, the patchwork is different, so you've got sort of oblong patches on the back.
But that, again, is all in the instructions.
All in the instructions, but you draw around it, cut out with the seam allowance, and then I put that onto the wadding and zigzagged it to the wadding. It says to cut the wadding out to the same size and then zigzag, but if it shifts a bit, I find it easy with the wadding slightly bigger, zigzag round, and then trim the wadding to size at that point.
OK. And then what do you do?
You join them together at the shoulders.
Right. Oh, it's like I've got a book called Tilk, and it's one of the original that goes through all the T-shaped garments from time immemorial sort of thing, and things like that. And it's a bit like one of those patterns in there. So you sew the shoulder seams together. Yes.
And then the sleeves, you cut the wadding slightly.
There's wadding in the sleeves.
There's wadding in the sleeves as well. You don't add the extra seam for the wadding that's on the sleeves, and then you fold those over twice and hem, so they're sort of hemmed to the wadding.
Right.
And the sleeves, I thought would be difficult to sew into place, but actually I found them really
Are they proper sleeve head shape? Oh, they are almost. Is there a pattern then? Is there a pattern for the sleeve?
Here's the pattern for the sleeve.
OK. I thought it said £5 on there. What's that?
This is the extra seam for the fabric, whereas you take that away for the wadding.
OK, I've got that.
And this dotted line here, the fabric, you stitch 2 pieces together before you draw out.
OK.
And that is the join in the fabric, so that you've got that different cut.
And then it's got a scalloped edge as well.
It has. The scalloped edge, you fold a piece over. I've got the pattern piece in the bottom. But, it's only half length, so you have to double it. So you can either pop it. You don't want to pop it on the fold because the fabric's folded the other way as well.
Yes.
So you can draw it out, mark where it ends, and then flip it over.
And how
do
do
the
you
other
attach
side.
that then?
You sew it on, and this. Now, what I did, so that it wasn't a raw edge on the inside when you tack it in.
Yeah.
This, you've got quite a little bit of extra seam to play with, and the bit underneath I trimmed down by 1/4 of an inch, and then folded the one above it over and then tacked that down so that I didn't have a raw edge.
Okay,
here.
so you got that's nice because you don't want a raw edge there, do you? And is there anything? Oh, now the beard. Very quickly, the beard and the hat.
The beard. I have the pattern piece.
Well, Rachel in West Midlands said, "Morning, John and Joe. I've got the turning set. It's amazing. Wouldn't be without it now. Beautiful. Something, Joe. Love Rue Random. Beautiful ants. I think you've got a spelling mistake there. Right.
So the beard is, you fold the fabric over, draw around the beard, but it's stitched with wadding underneath so that there's wadding inside that beard.
Okay, yeah.
And then you make a slit on one side, fabric only, to turn it out the right way.
Right.
And then stitch this together. Now, if you when you stitch this together, sort of bringing the sides in, because you've got a bit of a seam allowance, it's in the middle there. And it just helps to shape the beard so it curves slightly, so it does
it's like one
fit.
of your ears, when one side's bigger than the other and it just pulls it... Not your ears, one of your animal's ears.
Yes. Not one of my actual ears.
Yes, not one of your actual ears. Does it come off then, or is it stitched on?
It's stitched on.
Cool. Hat?
The hat is quite tricky to turn out the right way.
Not if you've got one of my tools, it's not.
Well, no, only because it's very narrow at the end and you have wadding in there as well. So I trimmed down the wadding at the seam allowance, so quite close to the stitching, to remove some of the bulk at the top. Just so, and it did take a while to turn that out the right way.
So that's your Santa. Now, remember, you need to check out your basket, especially on the Santa. So that's the Santa, and this is the stocking. We'll recap at the end of the hour. We just want to bring you the fabrics now. But they come complete with everything. All you need for the Santa is wadding and stuffing, and all you need for the boot, the stocking, is wadding.
Yes, but and also a glue pen. It's quite handy for
if you do the glue pen.
Right,
star. Thank you, Joe. Joe's not going anywhere. Don't worry, Joe's not going anywhere. We're going to do something we haven't done before. We're going to do fabric. We'll do fabric now because Joe's going to have to do all the talking, I think. We've already brought you this range in pre-cuts. And loads you saying, oh, it's lovely, but I want it by the half metre. So we've got it for you. We've got it for you. It's Tilda's latest range. Can we just get rid of that cutting board as well? Sorry. So I'm going to take you through the families and chat to you, and show you what's available. Right, Botanical is first. Now, this is gorgeous. I'll just put them all out. You can choose which colour you want to do first. So these are the 4 colours. This is one of my favourites, this one. It comes, just so you know, it comes in, this is called plum. This one's called plum. This one's red. This one's blue. And this one's green. Oh, it's called what? Sage. I'm sorry, Joe, you're going to have to talk for a minute while you look at this. I love this fabric.
I do. I love the pink, but I think actually the sage might be my favourite.
Yeah, now I'll get the right way up. This is a metre that we're showing you. Obviously, it's $7.95 for half a metre. I mean, first of all, the weight of it is lovely, isn't it?
It is really
I mean,
nice.
you'll know what Tilda weight's like, because everyone knows Tilda, don't they? But I just think there's something... You can tell it's Tilda, but there's something different about this range, isn't there?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? It's kind of got... It's gone another stage on, sort of thing. The actual design is beautiful, and the pinks in there are lovely. And what I'll do... I'm so sorry about this. What I'll do when we bring through them all, wait till you see them together. Wait till you see them matching together. They're beautiful. Oh, dear, Joe. That is gorgeous. So now, that pink. I mean, the thing is with Tilda, you can do so many things with it, really, can't you? You can make her toys, but she's got so many home ideas, hasn't she?
Yes, it's beautiful for homeware.
This is the sage that you like so much.
I do.
You see, I'd even put these, the plum and the sage of this together. I just think they're such a lovely, lovely mixture.
It's because the outline is in that sort of darker, but same colour, but a darker shade.
Yes, exactly. It's like they haven't just gone, oh, flower print. It's actually like somebody's drawing, isn't it? You know what I mean? Isn't that lovely? So that's the Botanical Sage fabric from the... Now, the Cottage collection is the brand new collection from Tilda. You've seen pre-cuts in it, and now we've got the fabric in the half metre. Now, lots of you put it in the basket already. Well done for doing that. Make sure you check out. It is brand new today. It is a premiere today. We've never brought you the... We only brought you the Cottage pre-cuts a couple of days ago. They're lovely, aren't they? Really, really... Now, Would you use Tilda fabric for home furnishing as well?
Yes.
And quilting?
Definitely for quilting, yes. Definitely. Well, most of my home furnishing is quilted as well.
Oh, okay. And
can't
sequined.
resist.
And
yes. It's not that glittery.
Do you change your colour theme at home very often, like the accessories, like in your? Because you say you've got your Christmas cushions. Are you like Mandy Shaw, who's got cushions and things that change with the season? No,
but if the season changes and I see something I want to make, then that would be it. The room will have an overhaul because I've been inspired by something. But
only the thing is, you can change a whole room, can't you, by doing cushions or table drapes or anything or anything round the house. You can change the whole room just by doing the accessories. You don't have to do the whole room, really, do you? Now, this is lovely. This is like that gorgeous Wedgwood blue.
It is China.
Paul keeps thinking it's like Delft pottery. That's what he thinks it's like. It's like a lovely... I'd all say Wedgwood, because I said yesterday, my mum collected Wedgwood when I was little, you know, the little blue Wedgwood. In fact, this wouldn't go. It would be the other way round, though, wouldn't it? The actual plate would be the blue, and then the flowers would be the white on there.
I have a Wedgwood jug that belonged to my nana, and she collected it as well.
Oh, right. And you've got it... I've got a couple of pieces of my mum's, but I haven't got it out on display. It's just in a cupboard, because it wouldn't really go in my house. They did it a while. They did Wedgwood that colour as well, though. My mum got into the Wedgwood in that colour. Oh. So I've got a little heart-shaped box in the Wedgwood, in the green, in the sage, with the white flowers on the top. Not quite sure where that is. Now, this one's slightly different. This is the red one. This is a very bold one, this one. Oh, no, it's not quite. No, you're bald, Paul, not bold. You see, now that... Oh, I keep getting upside down. Oh, now this has got a direction, by the way. If you're buying this fabric, remember it has got a direction to it, because all of the bouquets of flowers are all the same way up.
Look for the tulip. That's what I did. Make sure the tulip's facing upwards.
Oh, yes. Yeah, because if you're going to fussy cut... yeah, because that one might throw you down there, mightn't it? Oh, you can't see that. Hang on, where am I? That one might throw you down there. Exactly the same print, but done in a different way. And looks completely different, doesn't it?
It does. Because they've got the two contrasting colours, or... Yeah, it does. It's really striking.
It's striking, isn't it?
Gives it a whole new feel.
Very different. Right, let me show you all the four from the family of this one. So we've got the red... this is called red, this one. The one that's going to cause you confusion is the one that is a beautiful pink. It's from the Plum collection. So that's the red. Oh, dear me, my voice. That's the blue.
The blue and the red look lovely together.
Don't they?
Blue outline.
But then I like these two together.
Yeah, I do.
So we've got the green, the sage, and we've got the pink there. Now, I need to warn you, even though we're very lucky to have this, to bring it to you, because it's the first time... Cottage is the latest collection. We haven't got... You know, sometimes go, oh, I've got hundreds and hundreds of these. They're not limited. What I'm trying to say is, if you do want it, put it in your basket and check out, because I don't want you to miss out. There's enough. But if there was suddenly a rush, like yesterday, with the Liberty and everything, some of them might not have enough. Right, berry leaf next. Oh, am I calling it leaf berry earlier?
I don't know.
Berry leaf next. Hello, Hayley. What can I do for you? Oh, there's three colours. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. When we did the pre-cuts the other day, I don't think we had this colour. We've got the sage, we've got the blue, and then we've got the... I'm presuming that's the plum range. Look, they're lovely, aren't they? Look, there's the three together. You see, now that would work. Joy, you know, Joy, she likes doing old... I don't want to say old-fashioned quilts, traditional quilts.
Yep.
She'd love these, because as a blender or as a... On your quilt, they're going to look beautiful, aren't they?
And this one, I mean, I love... This is my favourite, I think. But they are really versatile, because they've got the difference in light and shade as well. Yes.
Let me... which one have we got in? We've got the plum. Let me waft the plum for you. I don't think I've seen this one before either. Remember, this is a metre that I'm showing you. You're doing $7.90. So if you're ordering on the web, excuse me, if you're ordering on the web, 1 unit is half a metre, 2 units is a metre. If you want more than 1.5 metres, you have to ring the call centre. Have a look at this. I'm just going to slurp my water. Thank you. The thing is, I've had to slurp of water, but it doesn't hurt. I know lots of you messaging saying, oh, you sound awful. It doesn't hurt, it's just Just annoying to watch. You could just look at the fabric while I said that to you then. Thank you. £7.95. Right, moving on. So that's your favourite. You can have that
Can
one.
I have that one? Thanks. Pop that in my
No,
trolley.
no, as in to fold it up.
Oh.
Not to keep. Then we've got now this blue again is a lovely, like you say, there's the depth, isn't there, of the blue, the two different colours going on during the fabric. Multi-directional, so very good for borders and, I don't know why I'm pointing
Sashing and things would be
Sashing,
great.
yeah, really, really good, isn't it? Again, and a nice size as well. The thing about, there's different size fabrics, different size prints on all the fabrics, but they all kind of work, don't they? Because if you were to say put, you know, kind of mix them, I'm just going to put that in, where are we? That in shot with that one, or that in shot with that one. Do you know what I mean? They're all going to work beautifully together, aren't they? So I'll just take those two out because we're doing the berry leaf at the moment. Sage, thank you. Right now, in the first one I showed you, sage, because you said it was your favourite. Sage is the best seller in the Botanica. So let's just have a look at this one. Teal what? It's not teal. Oh, I'm ever so sorry. Yeah, it's worse than Jay, isn't it? Jay tries to butt in all the time. Hayley likes the blue one best. It's called blue. Don't be confusing me. He's now telling Paul that she likes the blue best. Look. You see how lovely... completely different prints. And yet in a quilt they're going to look lovely together.
They would, really lovely.
What are you smirking about?
I'm not smirking. I'm just thinking... I'm
I'm
already thinking about what I'd make with it, actually.
And what would you make with it?
I don't know. That's what I think I'd be tempted. I like small quilts. I like to throw them over sofas and things. I think I'd be tempted to go for a small, sort of a 50-inch square quilt with something like this.
That's small. But this is a traditional colour, isn't it?
50 inches.
Yes. 50 inches isn't small. But you know what I mean? Lots of the ladies I've met, and gentlemen that I've met since I've been working here, when they buy fabrics, they don't actually buy it with a project in mind. They go, I love it, I want the fabric, and then we'll think of the project afterwards, don't they? We've got Minerva coming up next. This is beautiful. This is like my nan would have loved Minerva. Got the three here. Now, I've got a definite favourite between these three. Let me see which one your favourite is. There are the three different colours. Which one do you like? I've got blue, dove, and I've got red. Or is it plum? No, it's red. Red. Wait.
It's quite difficult, actually. I think it's this one.
You see, I loved that blue one, this one, until I saw the dove one.
Yeah. The
red one's gorgeous as well, but that's... I think the reason is, if you're thinking back to the 50s or the 40s, this is the colour that would have been the background, not that blue. So I think this is traditional, and that's like a contemporary version of this. That's what I think. This is gorgeous.
A dress made from that. A 50-style dress.
50-style dress would look gorgeous.
It would, wouldn't it?
Because these look like big peonies, don't they?
They do.
And then the gorgeous variegated. I need to warn you, so many people, as soon as they saw the dove, put it in their basket the minute they saw it. The second they saw it, not the minute. I just think it's gorgeous. But my nan also had, talking about changing the seasons, hers wasn't a seasonal thing, hers was a practical thing. She had heavy curtains for winter, and she had lightweight curtains for summer. And her summer curtains, when she sadly went off to heaven, we took her curtains down, and I was like, I want the curtain, and they were so... She'd used them for donkey's years, and they were rotten, you know what I mean? The fabric was rotten, because I wanted them afterwards, because I just loved it. And it's very much like this kind of print of her summer curtain. You're just looking at that screen, they look like they're floating, don't they? Anyway, that was the dove. Do the blue one next. You waft out the blue one for me, don't you? OK. OK, so that's the blue. Now, you see, I can see how
I've got no wafting skills.
You're not very good at wafting, are you?
Sorry.
I can see... No, it's not as easy as it looks.
It's not.
All he does is stand there wafting fabric all day. That's the blue one. We're going to have to speed up a little bit to fit them all in. That is gorgeous. You see, if you hadn't seen the dove one, you'd be like, they are... But I still think I might put...
Could you put them together?
Well, you could, but you could put them together. I put them together anyway, but hang on, where are we? There we are. Oh, get it the right way around. But you know what I mean? I would. Love the blue. Love the blue. What are you going to make out of this one? Do you know yet? Do you know? Your mum would like this.
She would.
Wouldn't she?
And she's just got a new blue sofa.
Oh. Helen, for you.
Thanks.
Right, but then sometimes, you see, if you've got a blue sofa, sometimes a red curtain cushion might look nice. I mean, I don't know why I'm talking about cushions. I think I need comforting today, don't I? Keep talking about cushions. But that's a really, really gorgeous one. Or we make a really good, like, nice pleated skirt, like a very, very full skirt. It could make a dramatic shirt, but the other day, I held a piece of red fabric up to my face and we had so many emails going, oh, John, don't wear red. You don't suit red. No, you see, I'm too florid, aren't I? So it suits you. OK, moving on. Fireworks next. Well, no, you said we've got 11 minutes and 11 fabrics. I've got to get a move on, haven't I? Right, firework. I don't know why it's called firework, because I can see the Catherine wheel thing, but I'd want to call it something florally, really, you know what I mean? This is red firework, this is sage firework. This one's the red one there, the red one, the graphics of the red one are in at the moment. Oh, you want me to waft it? OK. This one, I think, this would... You see, they've all got, like, a vintage feel to them, haven't they? That could be a period fabric, couldn't it?
It could. I don't know whether the background is like clouds almost, that's sort of a dark sky, and I'm trying to work out why it's called firework.
Because that's a Catherine wheel.
But it does look like almost like a night sky behind, doesn't it?
Yes,
with the clouds,
like a moody night sky. Yeah, she should have done this one in blue, really, shouldn't she, as well? That would have been nice. OK. Oh, no, I've got Rachel. Hang on, I'll see you in a minute. I'll do the green one first. Let's have a look at the green one next. Sage. Sorry, I keep calling it green. She called her other ones green, didn't she? But this is sage. But it has got green in it. If you look, there's all different... Sage is just one of the colours, isn't it? You see, that's my favourite of these two.
It's the really fine dots as well in the Catherine wheel.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you'll see that. Oh, yes, you can see them. You can see them. There they are. £7.95 for half a metre. Can you try sending Davinia's message through for me? No. All I've got nothing. Oh, no, I've still got Rachel. Moving on. Hello, John and Joe, it says. Can you use the fabric for skirts? Davinia, which one are you going for? Davinia, get this one. Get this one for your skirt. I love that one. That one or that one. For a skirt, or you might like the next one, Davinia. Elaine says, morning, John and Joe. Oh, Elaine, lovely to meet you too as well. She says you're amazing. I paid her to say that, obviously. Right, this was my favourite. This was my favourite. It's a very, very close second to my Minerva. Those flowers are gorgeous, aren't they?
They are.
Do the plum one first. Comes in plum, it comes in blue, and it comes in red. This is the plum. The plum's gorgeous. You see, this could again be either fashion or
it could
furniture, couldn't it?
Are they chrysanthemums? Do you think?
The what one? I think they're Chinese. The Chinese. You know the ones that are normally green in the shops.
Yeah.
Oh no, has that got a direction? Let's just have a look.
There's a couple in it that face down, but the majority face up. I think is the.
But for a quilt, it wouldn't matter. I'm just thinking for a blouse or something.
Salvage.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah, so this is the right way up for us.
So for customers at home...
It would be that way, I think.
That's the way up for you at home. So I was right the first time. It's nice, though, isn't it? Beautiful.
It is.
Nice, big, bold print as well. See, Davinia, that'd be nice as a skirt as well. OK, so that's the plum one, and it comes in blue. So now, this would be nice for Helen's sofa.
It would.
What colour blue is it?
It's that sort of blue.
But then she could then highlight it with the... I bet she's on the phone now. Or to do something with a patchwork as well would be nice, wouldn't it? So if you didn't want just a whole square of bold flowers, you do lots and lots. Because the next one... Oh, hang on, I haven't done the red one yet. Let me do the red one. The next one of the family is very much a blender mixer. Here's the red one. The thing about doing wafting is your trousers keep falling down.
I wouldn't have thought that was... the big side effect with wafting.
I thought you were going to say what your chance to for. I don't know. We all know each other too well now, don't we? We need new presenters, I think. Look, there's the red one. I love that one. I think it's really bold. I like the way she's used the same sort of tones. So all of them have got the pink. That one's got the pink and the blue in it. The plum's got the pink and the blue in it as well. Just got the 4 fabrics left to show you now. But this is Sigrid right now. This is the one I think the last family to show you. Now you'll be confused because what she's done is she's done Sigrid blue. Yeah. She's then got... Hang on, the upstairs camera's playing up now. There we go. So there's the Sigrid blue. You've also got, look, the Sigrid in red. But then we go completely off kilter because we have the 2 other Sigrids. So they're the same fabrics, but these 2, she's just used 2 colours. And these 2, she's used a mix of the colours. So I'll start off with... You've just done the blue one. That was the blue one. I won't waft that one. Let me waft the red one.
These would be beautiful blenders. Wouldn't they? Really set off the bigger prints, and then when you're up close, you'd see the detail in these.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So let's just put that one there, and then you could mix it with... If you were going for the red look... You see what I mean? How that... would work so well as your blender, and then you've got your bold prints in your other ones.
It is beautiful.
You see, now that for me, that's too red. I'd have to go with the blue one for me. But then I might then throw in a red one as well. Do you know what I mean? It's had that blue one there. Anyway, come on, John, you've got wafting. Then these 2. Right, this is the plum one. That's the plum one there.
This is the one that's used in the stocking and the...
Oh, yes, that's right. It is, isn't it? Again, a fantastic blender. Yeah. So this is the plum one. So if you've got any of the other... See, it's got the same little flowers in, but on a much, much smaller scale in there. So that could be your blender, and then you just... Look. Oops. See what I mean? How beautifully they all go. Let me get the berry leaf one. Sorry, Hayley's tidied this up and I'm... Look, you see, look. Yeah?
Yep.
Is that it?
I'm with you, yeah.
That's it, I'm with you, John. But don't they look gorgeous? Don't they look completely gorgeous together?
They do.
So this is the one, this is the Sigrid one here. This is berry leaf and that's Minnie. And last one but not least, is the dove white one.
Should I waft?
Yeah, waft that one. Go on then. See if your trousers fall down. Right. That's little Paul's new chat-up line, isn't it? Waft this fabric, see if your pants fall down. Right. Again, look at that. Now, that is lovely. That's very fresh, that one. OK. Apparently, my new floor person isn't very happy with my folding a fabric. That's because it's your job. Right. That's beautiful. Is there anything you want to see? Don't forget, in this hour as well, we had the Santa. Where's he gone? Oh, he's right at the end there. Can we see him all the way there? Oh, yes, there he is at the end there. The one that Joe showed us earlier. Comes in the kit form. You get everything you need apart from the wadding and the stuffing, but all the other fabrics and the pattern. Now, it's not one of those... There he is, right? It's not one of those patterns where you open the box and all the triangles are cut out for you, all the squares are cut out for you. You have to do all the... There you go. That's what you get in the kit. You can get the thread there, the hand-sewn thread there. But you do need to supply wadding and toy stuffing for that one. Very popular. The Santa one is very, very popular, remember? And then we've also got this... I love this, 'cause it's big enough to get real... You know a lot of the stockings they make? The one, remember the one that Hayley made? You're like, oh, you can get many presents in there. This one, you could cram this one full of stockings, couldn't you? Now, were you going to say something about the way this one's constructed?
I made this the way that the pattern told me to make it.
Yes.
But that does mean you have raw edges that are zigzagged on the inside.
So what would you do differently?
Now, I would quilt it without the lining. So either with your wadding straight underneath...
Oh, I see. So in the instructions... Sorry, let me just turn that through. In the instruction, it says quilt right the way through to the lining. So you would quilt the top with the wadding or the batting.
And you could use some scrap fabric if you wanted to sandwich the wadding in. But then I'd make the lining separately using the template and then fit the lining like you would do a bag. Make the lining. So you don't get the quilting on the inside.
No.
That's what you'd lose. But
then the whole thing would be quilted anyway. It's quilted anyway. And then you've got the nice neat... Because I'm like you, I don't like to see raw edges zigzagged on something like this. So I would do exactly the same. And what you do is you maybe stitch them together at the top, pull them through, leave a gap in your lining.
Well, because it's bound, you don't even need to do that.
I didn't see that. So you could just put them in, put the two edges, the wrong sides together, and then bind the top.
Stay stitched so they're held together and then bind the top. With the... This also would have been done with a raw edge, but what I did is I basted that into position before I added the binding, but then folded it up and had to machine stitch so that the loop was facing upwards.
Thank you, Jo. Jo's back in an hour. Oh, you're doing... Where's he going? Oh, he's here. Rudolph. But Jane is coming up straight after the break with a scalloped cushion. Now, I know you're expecting the scalloped cushion you saw last time. We've got a bit of a... We've changed it a bit. We'll see you in 3 minutes.
Follow us on Twitter for more inspiration, top tips, news, and share your own creations with us. The Sewing Quarter website is simple and easy to use. You can view a live broadcast of the show on our homepage. Get instant access to our online shop, which has a wide range of wonderful products for you to choose from. You can also enjoy a selection of projects and guides which we have on offer to help you enhance your skills and gain valuable tips. Watch the live shows and you can buy the product which is currently being shown on air. You can even message the studio to ask our presenters or team any questions you might have. Below, you'll find all the products from today's show for you to look at and purchase. On the right of the screen, next to today's products, you will find our simple program guide listing all upcoming shows. So, join us today at sewingquarter.com.
It's easy to buy the products you see on our shows. To buy any of the items featured on today's programmes, just head over to our website www.sewingquarter.com. Click on the video stream and you'll be taken to our watch page. Here you'll find the product that is on air right now at the top of the page. Beneath that, you'll find all the products demonstrated in this morning's shows. To add an item to your basket, simply log into your account or register with us. Then you can either check out or keep shopping. Remember, our flat rate delivery charge lets you shop all day and check out as many times as you like and only pay once for postage and packing. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78. Did you know there are multiple ways you can contact us, even if it's just to ask a question? Our friendly team are always on standby. You can call our customer service team at 0800 112 4433, email us at help@sewingquarter.com, visit our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter at Sewing Quarter, and even message us through our website, and our presenters will answer your questions live on air. Paul Clark returns to Sewing Quarter on Monday, and he's prepared a festive feast of seasonal projects for us. First on the menu is this quirky doorstop in the form of a gingerbread house that looks good enough to eat. Once he's polished that off, it's time to bring out the crackers, as Paul shows us how to make this novelty Christmas cracker draft excluder. So join Paul Clark and John Scott for 2 hours of fabulously festive home makes, Monday the 23rd of October at 8 a.m. and 10 a.m, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78.
Now, when you saw the title, Scalloped Cushion, this is what you were thinking, wasn't it? Well, yes, you can make that one. Or were you thinking this one? Yes, you can make that one too. Or, if you're a rebel like Jane Alcock is, you can make that one too. You can make that one too. I love them all. Love them all. Right, now what we've got is we've got different bundles for you today. So, for these two, for instance, right? Now, let me explain something, right? They've done bundles for these two, and they've done a separate bundle for this one. But in essence, you can use any of them for any of them, really, can't you? The difference is these bundles for these two come with a book, and the bundles with this one don't come with a book. So I'll show you as we go through. Let me explain, we go through. Let's do this one first, right? Do this one first. So in the bundle, yep. No, this will be electric blue. So in the bundle, you get 2 meters in total. You get ½ meter of the blue linear, ½ meter of the blue spectrum, ½ meter of the pink spectrum, and ½ meter of the, it's either cream or vanilla spectrum, that one, plus the thread, plus the book, right? Plus the book. Now, the book has got loads and loads and loads of projects in it. I'll go through the book later. So you could use... Michael's liking his pictures today, isn't he? You can use the book for any of the projects, right? Right, then the next one is this one. Retro Spice, that one's called. Right, okay, so you've got ½ meter of the linear pumpkin, or is it, yeah, the grenadine. That was the last one. That was the last one. That wasn't Scott, you just didn't read out this one. Okay, in this one, you get, in the spiced, you get pumpkin, latte, ochre, and port. And you get the thread. And you get the book. There's the picture. There you go, £36.45. And then the last one, now this is gorgeous. I've not seen this colourway before. Did we have it last time? Oh, Jane loves this one. Purple Haze, this one's called. So you've got here like an ivory linear print. Then you've got that gorgeous lavender. Then you've got the cream or the ivory. And then you have that kind of, ooh, lilac-y colour. That'll look beautiful together with the thread and the book. £36.45. There's the still, £36.45. Now, so those are the only 3 bundles that come with the book. If, however, you love this one, right, with the lovely scalloped edge, this is lovely, very delicate, isn't it? If you love this one, we've got 3, I've got two, right? So Christmas linen. Ooh. This one must be Christmas linen then. So you get the kind of ivory linear print. You get, oh, now these are the brand new fabrics. I launched these last week. So these are the linen effect fabrics. You get ½ meter of that one, ½ meter of that one. That's gold. Grass and tomato. Grass and tomato. This is vanilla spectrum there. Now, is one meant to be a spectrum, yeah? Not spectrum, a linear, and the other 3 are linen. No, the gold's linen, the tomato's linen, and the green is linen. Linen effect, and then the ivory is the linear. Just double checking with Paul. Okay? Okay, we'll double check all this for you. I'll get Hayley to check it. Then the last one, but not least, so that's one we're going to be showing you. Right, this is linen texture crocus, ready for spring. So you get the grey, you get the lilac, you get the yellow, and you get the linen. That's called linen colour. There's no linen in it. It's no linen. It's all 100% cotton. That's a gorgeous bundle, isn't it? There you go. There's your colours there. No book or anything. You just get the fabrics and the thread. £21.49. I'll get Hayley to check those then. So which one are we going to be showing first then, Jane? This one?
Show the wavy one.
OK, the wavy one. This one and this one are in the book, and you get the book with it. But this one is a Jane Alcock design, isn't it?
I just made it up.
But it's not difficult, is it? It's not a difficult one to do.
No, it's quite straightforward.
OK, so where do we start?
We're using the Creative Grid 3-inch non-slip wavy border.
Oh, this is brand new. I've not seen this one before. Have a look at this then. Oh, so the fabrics are right. So you get, in this bundle that we're about to use, the vanilla is linear print and the others are linen effect. And the other one, all of them are linen effect. I'll go through it all again with you in a minute. £22.50. Oh, it's upside down, but there you go. That's lovely because it's very difficult, I would imagine, to try and draw a scallop, an even scallop.
An even one. You tend to end up concertinaing long pieces of paper and cutting it and then hoping that it's got a natural way
it's like
to
those
it.
things when you see people take fold paper, go and then they go like that, and it's a portrait of you or something like that. That's what always throws me. So you use that ruler to create these scalloped edges.
These waves on here.
Yes.
What I did is my cushions, these ones, are 14-inch square. So I knew that I wanted a 14-inch square for the front of the cushion.
Right.
So cut a square at 14.5. Then I cut strips of the fabric.
Yes.
14.5 wide.
So that this centre, because this is a seam here, is it?
Yes.
So that piece where the scallops are, that's 14.5 inches square.
Yes.
Okay.
I did that because there'd be raw edges here, so I wanted to encase those.
Right.
Because I've basically just appliqued these bands
onto
the original square.
Now, you get half a metre of each one, so you could do it any which way round you wanted, couldn't you?
Yes,
Because if you get half a metre, you could, if your room, you wanted more of the orange as the background, you could have made that scallop in the vanilla, couldn't you?
Yes, you can use any combination you want to.
Yeah, perfect.
There's enough to make one cushion with all of the fabric.
And the backing as well?
There will be, yeah. I've used calico because I didn't have it, because I've made two.
OK, right. So if you're just making this one cushion, there is enough fabric. Well, there's more than enough of these three colours.
Definitely.
But there's enough of the linear to do the front, to do the scallop, and to do the back.
Yes.
But the reason this backing is in calico is because you also had to do the sample one to make for today.
Yes.
So you could make the whole... But you could make even more. If you put calico or another fabric on the back, you could make even more. But there is enough, if you just want to make the cushion, to make whatever colour you choose, to do the backing as well. Right.
Okay.
See, what I'd be tempted to do is do my envelope... See, if I'd done that, I'd be tempted to do my envelope back in two of those...
Yes, you could.
Two of those colours, or maybe do the scallop in a different colour.
Make the edge... They're scalloped as well if you wanted to.
That's a bit posh.
A bit more complex.
OK, so... Oh, hang on. Hang on, I've got... You're on telly.
Sorry.
That's all right. Don't let her talk to you.
Sorry.
We complain about Jay, but it's not Jay's not even in today. Right.
Poor Hayley. She's working so hard and she's backwards and forwards and...
And what was she trying to show then?
Well, the other cushion and
we're not even on the other cushion yet. Tell her to wait.
Right.
I'm not getting to Jane, I promise. We'll have letters now going, you were horrible to Jane.
No, he's never horrible to me, don't think that. No. Right, so I made this band, to cut this band, I made it 5 inches wide.
Right. High. Even though the scallop's not 5 inches wide?
No, there's a reason for that, to get the depth. Now, I didn't get this very long ago. It's the first time I've used this ruler. I tried to find the DVD, the YouTube video for it.
Showing your age now, the Betamax.
Yeah, the video for it.
Yeah.
And wasn't able to find it. I'm sure it's there somewhere, but I was limited time and I lost the will to live. So I've sort of worked it out. There is a leaflet that comes with it, so I've worked it out from there. But I think if you could find the DVD, the YouTube video, you would be able to work it out much easier.
It's Rachel the Ruler, isn't it?
Yes,
they're very, very helpful.
They'll help you.
OK,
So I cut the strip the same width as the square. So, I mean, you cut your square to the width of the size of your cushion. So whatever size your cushion is, that's your square.
Right.
Cut the width to the same size, so mine's 14.5, 5 inches deep. Now, with the ruler,
right,
you place... Now, I wasn't quite able to work out how you worked out the width of your strip.
Right.
I think I've worked it out.
Okay.
But I could be wrong.
Yeah.
What I did is I folded the fabric in half just to find the middle point of it.
Yes.
And then lined that up with the 9 on this ruler, purely because that 9 is in the middle of that middle wave.
Oh, yes, yes.
And then I placed the edge of the ruler...
Is your 9 meant to be on that?
On
there?
that
yeah,
crease.
Right, okay.
Okay. Now, they do recommend that you use the 28mm rotary cutter.
Yes.
Because it's a wave.
Yes.
I have used it with the 45. It is possible, but it is a little bit more...
Yes, exactly.
So
that's
it's easier.
mine. That's my one that you've got there, my personal one.
Lovely. So, cutting away from yourself, obviously, keeping the rotary blade against the edge of the ruler, you just follow the curve.
Well, you make that look so simple.
It is quite straightforward, and on, you know, Creative Grid rulers, fantastic. They've got the grippy bits on, so it doesn't move. I wanted to have the strip 2 inches. I think I went 2 inches. It might be 2.5. So working on this ruler being 4, which is what, 4.5.
Yeah.
I brought it down so that it was 1 inch there against the bottom. No, sorry. Brought it down so that the edge, that dashed edge there at the 3 was on. And I think...
So you've still got that 9 line on your centre fold.
On the centre fold.
So you know your scallops are going to be... Because there's a... If you move it up a little bit or down a bit, then your scallops... I mean, you might want that. You might want your scallops to be out. But you know what I mean? That was the rotary cutter graphics just in then. So you've kept the 9 that was on the fold line down here, so you know your scallops are going to be in line.
So it keeps it all lined up. There's also the centre curve. They've marked where the centre of the curve is. So if you wanted to have your
you could have done it like that.
In a different way, you could put it, you can measure it up. Yeah. And also, if you were doing... Because you could do it that way, you see, and you've got like...
Ogie shapes.
Yeah.
They're called ogies, aren't they, those shapes?
If you're going to do a longer border...
Yeah.
You've got all these marks that you can then line it up with so that you can keep going.
Yes.
So it's quite...
Yes, because Joy did a quilt recently which had a scalloped edge, and she'd used kitchen plates and all sorts of things, and there's no guarantee you're going to get them even all the way around, whereas using this, you can get even scallops all the way around the edge, aren't you?
Even, yeah. So I've actually... I heavily starched this fabric.
Best pressed, you mean?
Yes.
I've not seen this one before. I won't squirt it. I've only seen the little one. I've not seen this kind of... it's like an industrial one, isn't it?
It'll keep you going for a while.
Best press this is. This linen fresh, this flavour. Have we got it in other flavours as well? Or is it just in the linen flavoured one? Can't eat it. And don't do what Tash did and squirt it into the ends. Sniff it in like it's perfume, because it's starch. Right, OK, $9.95.
So I heavily starched this, but what you could do is you could iron your fabric onto Bondo web and use it that way. Because I'm doing raw edge applique, you'd iron it onto the back of your fabric first, and then cut it, and then pull the paper off and iron it on.
Yeah. Or you could, if you want to, you could put a very light iron-on interfacing on it as well, I suppose, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could, and that would maybe make it
just
a little bit
stabilise it,
lighter, rather than... Because sometimes the adhesive Bondo web can make it quite heavy. So just move that down to the width that I wanted it. And then again... Oops. Oh. Sorry, gone off the edge there. You have to take your time.
Yeah, take your time. Don't do it live on telly with me breathing down your neck, about to ask you a different question. Wouldn't it be fantastic if you could do a curvy Bargello? It'd be a nightmare.
I don't think it would, because you'd join your strips, wouldn't you? And then you'd cut it wavy.
You've got to make sure the wave carries on.
Yeah, you'd have a lot of seam matching, wouldn't you?
Kay has messaged in with a picture of her... her Bargello.
That's stunning. I love those colours. It's like the sea.
She's on your learner.
I said, didn't I?
The thing is, though, that's very... And I'm not trying to put Kay down at all, but it is just sewing straight lines together and then knowing which one to unpick, isn't it? That is fantastic.
It's following that chart, and it's quite straightforward.
Okay. I want to know where in your house you've put that. I want to know where... Is it on a bed? Is it on the back of a sofa? Is it hanging on the wall? I'd love to know. You talk about the instructions. These are the instructions you get with the ruler, and you can see all the different shapes and everything that you can do with it. And then all the instructions on the side there. And as Jane said, you can always go and look for the YouTube. Right. What have you lost?
No, usually on the rulers there's a little QR code thing, isn't there, that you can scan? Oh, is it on there?
Oh, it's on there. Is it that?
Yeah,
Is it?
I think it is. You can scan it on you,
yes.
and it gives you an...
I haven't got that on my phone. No.
I haven't got it.
I always wondered what that was, because you go to, like, estate agent boards, and now lorries have got them on the side and everything like that.
Yeah.
You just point your camera at it. And
and it usually downloads to a website or an advert or something like that.
Right, OK. So you've got your scalloped piece.
So then I just placed it on and just sewed against the edge.
So you didn't put any bond web or anything on yours? You just did it flat onto the fabric?
Just pin flat onto the fabric, and you don't have to look too closely at it because it's a bit wobbly.
Right. No, but it's nice to be wobbly.
Yeah.
OK, so I would satin stitch it.
You could zigzag it, buttonhole it, raw edge, whatever you wanted to do.
I suppose it depends how much use it's going to get.
If you were... Really, you could needle turn it under.
Oh, that'd be a nightmare, though, going around the curvy bits, wouldn't it?
It would, and you'd have to snip into the curve.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you could do it that way if you didn't like the raw edge effect.
OK, so you stitched all three of those. Obviously, you placed them first on your 14.5-inch square. Then what have you done after that, then?
So I layered it... I then, once I'd got that, I put the borders on the side. Now, because... I wanted to get the scalloped edge. On the instructions here...
Yes.
It says to have 1.5 inch in from the outside edge of your four sides of your quilt for your wavy edge. So me being a little bit wanting to make sure I got enough fabric, I cut a 2.5-inch wide strip. Yeah. So it's 2.25, 2-inch finished. Yeah. So it's probably a little bit wasteful.
As wide as you want, could you not?
You could make it deeper if you wanted to, yeah, because you just move your ruler back a little bit. Yeah.
OK. Why did you do... Just a question, not a criticism.
No.
Why did you do the scallops in the same colour as the main bit of the fabric? Did you think that would be... I mean, it's gorgeous.
I just felt, because I wasn't too confident with it, I thought, well, if it doesn't quite work, it won't show so much.
You need to get more confidence, you do, honestly. It's amazing, her stuff. And she's... Anyway. So you've put a border on like you'd normally put a border on, have you?
And then, because it's in a cushion, I didn't put any backing on it. I could have put soft sewing on or calico or anything, laid it up as a quilt, but I didn't. You probably shouldn't do it too much because all the fluff off your wadding can get in your machine.
Yeah, you have to clean your machine every day.
Yeah, clean your machine more often.
OK.
The reason I did it like this is because I wanted to see the line around the main part of the cushion, because this square is the size of my cushion.
Right.
And that is so that when I come to do the scallop, first of all, I mark the middle of that line.
Which you can use this ruler for because it's got inches on it.
And it's 14.
Yeah, so 7.
So it's 7. So marked the middle.
OK, it's the air erasable pen, this one.
On all 4 edges.
There's the pen. OK, so you mark the centres of each of the edge.
Yeah, and because I want to have the curve in the middle of the edge, I'm going to line this dashed line up.
Right.
And you've got the corner is marked on this
oh, wow.
on here to get your edge.
I wonder why they ended that. Excuse me.
So, but what I did was I lined up that middle mark with the centre
of the ruler
of the curve. So marked that curve up to that point.
Right.
and then took the ruler down. And took the curve past.
Right.
Okay, and this gives you a different...
Why didn't you use the...
If I put that corner edge on there, you don't get the curve in the middle.
Oh, okay. So you either choose whether you want to use the corner curve or you want to use it so the scallop's in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, depending on the size of your cushion, this depends on
where the scallops finish.
Where the way it finishes.
So you did the same on all of them. You put the centre...
And then did the centre curve on there, and it's the dashed line that I'm putting up against the edge of...
Right.
So when I came to the corner there, it goes across and it forms...
Oh, look, it does make a perfect
Although it makes
curve.
a little bit like that, when you come to sew it...
Yes.
Curve it in.
Oh, that's fantastic. I didn't know. When you were doing that, I was thinking, oh, that's not going to work.
No, I thought that when I was doing it.
Well, I was looking at your real cushion thinking, well, it's worked on this one. She's done it wrong, but it's not at all. I should have more faith.
So just sliding the ruler down and centering up the centre of that curve against there, so I know it's in the right place. And just working my way around the ruler again.
Right, have you got the 9? Did you have the 9 in the centre of that one then?
No, it's the... Sorry. Should be the centre of the curve. That's why that one didn't work. No, you're right, because you forget which centre one you're using.
Yes.
Because you've used the 9 on the first bit and then the 7 on the next bit. And so lining it, that centre mark up with the centre of the curve.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter, because it's on the wrong side of the fabric and it's air erasable, it's going to disappear anyway.
Yeah.
You just have to make sure that you've gone over the edge to get your...
That's the 6?
Yeah.
Does that matter?
It's in the centre of the...
Oh, OK. You need to move it up, don't you?
Just move it up to the next centre one. And that stitch line is the one I'm using as my guide on this dashed line on the ruler. And you can use, I mean, you could, like you said, you could move it up, make your border wider if you wanted.
Yeah. That's it. So it's very good because the amount of times you try and do scallops and they do go... Yeah, so if you actually do it, when you actually join it here and here, it does come to a little, like, point, a little, like, nipple at the corner there. So you just smooth it off, and it creates that perfect curve around the corner.
And then I just turned it back and I've made an envelope. So I've made 2 pieces. This finished size is 18.5 square now with this border on. So I take the half off, divide it into 2, which is 9.
Yeah.
And then add 4 inches plus the half. So it's 13.5. So I need 2 pieces.
So it's 3/4, isn't it? 3/4.
Yeah. 2 pieces that are 18.5 by 13.5.
Yes.
Hemmed one side.
Now, if you're using this would be in... You've used calico, but it would be in the linear fabric.
Linear.
You've given Hayley a bill for that, because you've used your own calico.
And then pin that so it's lined up with the edges.
Yeah, with your seam uppermost.
Seam uppermost, because you're inside out, basically.
Oh, so you do the scallops now, I see.
So once you've got that pinned...
Yes.
You then turn it over and you're going to sew around the edge there.
And you don't need to leave a turning point, because the envelope bit is your turning point, isn't it?
Yeah, so then you trim it 1/4 of an inch away from that, and then I take the wadding back as far as I can against the stitch line to reduce the bulk, and snip into the curves.
Yeah.
And turn it through. And then once I've turned it through and smoothed the edges out, if you just like twist that there, it brings it. Once you've pushed it out and twist it, it brings a nice crisp edge and iron it.
Now, the only thing I do different is I've got Norman and Ellie, my cats, right? And they would, even though that cushion's got an elephant envelope back, I suppose once the cushion's in, it's all right. But personally would want to layer...
Yes, and you can.
There, sort of thing. I'd use an old sheet or an old bit of lawn or something like that.
A bit of soft sewing, anything.
You keep saying that soft sewing.
It's like interfacing.
Oh, okay.
I don't know whether that might be a brand name, I'm not sure.
You've said it now, it's too late, isn't it? Nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, just layer it up like you would in a normal quilt. It's just so that you've got this line.
Yes.
Which you would have if you layered it.
Yeah.
Just so that you can use that to measure from.
No, of course. How easy is it to follow a scallop line when you're sewing?
It's very easy.
Because it's quite a smooth,
It's
undulating
a smooth curve. It's not too hard. Just take your time.
And did you use a walking foot or a normal foot?
I'll use a walking foot with this because I've got wadding in it and more than 3 layers. So I always use a walking foot because it
okay. You're going
works
to
better.
do that, or is that just going to tell us?
No, I can do it.
Do a little bit, because then I'll go and do the fabrics in a second. Oh, your Bargello. Val sent a picture of her Bargello in, look. Over the back of her sofa. Oh no, hang on. That's her first attempt, and it's a work in progress.
That's lovely. I love the monochrome. That's really nice.
She loves creative grids because they make cutting so much easier.
They do.
Thank you, Val, my love.
That's
nice, isn't it? I think it's just over the back of the sofa to show it off, isn't it? Because she's just done that one. Oh, nice.
I could just do with some pins.
Pins, floor. Oh, hang on. They're supposed to be in here. No, floor. Hayley. Pins, please. Do you know what? While I'm waiting for the pins, let me go and do fabric.
Yes,
let me go and do fabric.
While you're doing that, and I got the pins, I'll sew round it.
I want to see you sew around the scallop. Pin it, but don't sew it.
Okay.
Right, bundles. Now, I'll do these ones first, the one that Jane's just been using. Do the crocus fields first. You haven't seen this one here. So you get 1/2 metre of linear effect grey, 1/2 metre of linen effect lilac, 1/2 of the yellow and 1/2 of they call that colour linen, and the thread, £21.49. So you're getting 2 metres of fabric and thread, really. Beautiful, beautiful. They've teamed that beautifully together. This one's slightly different. This one's got 3 linen effects plus a linear, right? So you get the linear in like the vanilla cream. Then you get gold, tomato and grass. These are brand new. These only came in this last week because I launched them. And those 3 as well. Anyway, but the top one is a linear print in that one, and then linen texture in there. There you go. There's your fabrics on that one. Now, the other bundle with the cushion we're going to show you now afterwards with the scallops. This one, you get the book with it. So you get the book and you get the fabric and the thread. So we'll start, shall we, with electric blue. So you get 1/2 metre of the blue linear effect, and then 1/2 metre of the blue spectrum, 1/2 metre of the pink spectrum, 1/2 metre of the cream spectrum, thread and the book, £36.45. Retro Spice. Have they sorted this one out? So you get 1/2 metre of the, I don't know if that's grenadine or if it's pumpkin, but that's the linear print. You get 1/2 metre of the latte, 1/2 metre of the ochre, 1/2 metre of the port, and the thread and the book. Okay. Oh, so it's not on the website, this one. And then this, we love this one. Look at that. So this, you get 1 linear and 3 spectrum solids. 36, purple haze it's called. £36.45. But you do get the book in that as well. And I've got a book over there. I'll go through the book with you in a second. But let's go and do the scalloped edge first.
I've just pinned that backing onto and then I'm going to follow the line.
Okay. Now, you've got pins.
On the wrong side.
Does that matter?
No, I think if you take your time, you can always pull them out if you think they're going to get in the way, but they don't tend to get in the way.
Because they're miles away from where you're sewing.
Yeah. That one isn't, but you can pull it out as you get there.
Lots of love coming in for your Bargello as well, Jane.
Oh, that's nice.
Are there any of the Bargello kits left? We'll have a look, see if there's any of those left. Carol sent in a message saying, loving the show. Your Bargello quilt is exquisite, Jane.
That's very nice, thank you.
You don't need to be nervous. You're a great talent.
Oh, how
See?
lovely.
See, I told you, didn't I? What? Oh, and I'm fabulous as well.
Yes, well, you are fabulous.
Oh, who's that? Oh, Carol, I'll make her smile. I'll make Carol smile, that's it. An email from Alison. Oh, everybody's so... Now, is that a Bargello or is that around the world?
That's around the world.
That's around the world.
What gorgeous
It's Alison, did you say? Alison, only because all of your strips are the same width. So it's the same technique, isn't it?
Yes.
But around the world that you've done there, all your strips and your boxes are the same size. Whereas this one on a Bargello, they alter in size from a 5.5 to a 1.5 or something. That was
one. I think the middle one is.
Thank you though for sending in your pictures. What we'll do is we're going to finish this scalloped bit off. Oh, we've got ages, got loads of time. And then we'll show you the book and the other cushion and how to do the scallops on the other cushions. And the what? Oh, they're just checking the stock of any Bargello kits there. You weren't watching earlier. It's quite therapeutic watching somebody else sew. So is your partner, does he do sewing or anything?
No. He's he's interested and he appreciates the
skill,
the effect of things, but he's not interested in sewing and stuff.
But he's artistic. Is he not artistic?
Not particularly. He'd tell you he isn't, but sometimes he'll say things and I think you are.
Yeah. He's just being manly and butch, isn't he? Trying to be all, well, I'm not interested in art.
But he's very good. He comes with me to the shows and he's very good. He chats to the ladies and, you know, and makes them giggle and stuff like that. I think he secretly enjoys it.
Of course he does. He wouldn't come if he didn't. No. That's like Mandy Shaw's husband says he doesn't like doing it, but he was at Festival of Quilts the whole time I was at Festival of Quilts.
Oops, I've got the pin stuck in the machine. This is what happens. Look.
Oh, see? Now, if you break the machine, you have to buy it.
Oh, well, that's no big deal. Wouldn't mind that. How on earth have I managed to do that?
You see, even our experts. Where is it? You get on with your quilting over there and I'll have a look at it. I'll need my glasses. Go on.
Have you got it?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this 1/4 inch away from that sewn line.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be accurate.
You doing any more sewing in this show?
Yeah, because we'll need to do the scalloped edge, won't we?
Oh, no, we're all right, we're all right. But just at the end of the show, just tell Hayley. Or tell Hayley in the break.
There's a pin inside it.
Yes.
So
it's sewing all right, though, look.
Yeah.
Oops.
I'll take the foot plate off after and get it out.
OK, while Jane's shopping this, Jane did these 2 Bargellos. We got both of them in a kit. There's a couple left of each one. Is that right? This one here. Oh, well, the white one. Yeah. Yeah. The one with the navy blue, that's called Jewel 6. Oh, there's only 3 of those left. There's only 3 of those left. Have a look at the quilt again, because it's just gorgeous. There it is on the still. Right, and then this one here, which is called the rainbow one, which is the one behind me. Just have to check the stock. There's the rainbow, there, the component. You get 6.5 metres of fabric. The instructions are on our website. You just get free, completely for free. $63.95. And there's 5 of these left. There's 5 of this one left. OK? Right. So you've stitched around the scallop.
Yeah.
And you cut it down to quarter inch.
Ish. And then I'm going to snip the wadding out of the way.
Now, this is where your duck-billed scissors would be perfect, wouldn't they?
Yeah. It's just taking it.
Yeah. I won't expect you to do the whole cushion.
No, I won't. I'll just do a little bit there.
No, I'm not going to, John.
So you just snip your wadding out of the way, and then once you've done that, you just...
Oh, you snip into them still
snip into the seam as well, and that
Lovely.
will give you a nice, neat edge. So you just go round and snip into it.
Yeah.
And once you've gone all the way round,
yeah,
you pull it through. And you push the curves out.
Did you top stitch? You didn't. You could top stitch around that scallop, couldn't you?
Could go around the edge, and that would give it an even neater edge.
Yeah.
So just take your time, pushing it out.
Yeah. Now you haven't snipped into these, so that's why these aren't going to be lying flat.
They're not going to lie flat. Give it a good press. Like I said, I tend to get hold of the seam like that and rock it backwards and forwards, and it sort of pushes it out, which gives it a flatter edge, and then press it.
Yes.
And then once it's all poked out and all...
Like the technical term.
Yeah, poked out and all nice and smooth. Ironed. I then went back over with my walking foot and quilted over again.
Oh, did you?
Round the edge.
But not what now?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And so you've actually got that frame.
And it gives the frame then. So your cushions, that's why you cut that initial square, the size of your cushion.
So you've got that line to follow. Yeah, I think I would have to top stitch right on the edge.
Yeah, I think
all the way around there.
Yeah, give it a nicer, crisper finish.
Yes, yeah. It's lovely. OK, right, so that was from the 2 bundles that we showed you. Oh, there's so many of it. Now, the other one comes with the book. Now as I say, those 2 bundles, you get 2 metres of fabric, half a metre each with the thread for the... Oh, the price has gone. Was it 21.49, and was the other one 21.49? They're both 21.49, were they? OK. Then there are the other bundles. So there's the Retro Spice, the Purple Haze, and the Electric Blue. They all come with the book. And in the book is this pattern, and you've got the pink and blue one there that Jane's made before on the show. Let me go through the book. I'm sorry. It must be really annoying to listen at home with me kind of, whoa. It's not sore, I promise. These are called mini quilts. This book. Now, you get this in the bundle. So you know what I do? I'd buy the bundle, keep the fabric, and give this as a present to somebody for Christmas. That's what I personally do. After I'd photocopied it, obviously. It's lots and lots of different projects in here. Oh, now you've made that one already, haven't you? That's the first thing you did,
That was my very first one, yeah.
And then got the little dog. See, there's all sorts of different projects in here, which you could use the fabrics that you've bought from this bundle to make. Because you know what? That would be beautiful in the fabrics that we've supplied there. 1, 2, 3. Oh, they've got 5 colours in there, but you know what I mean? You could use it for any of these projects at all. I love this one. This is what I want. I want someone to do that one. I love that project. Then you got the... You see what I mean? There's so much in here, and you're getting this within the kit, within the bundle. Lots and lots and lots of different projects. What page is this one on? Do you remember?
I can't remember.
We'll come to it in a minute. Nip and tuck. Oh, nip and tuck, that's what I need. Nip and tuck. I have to tell you... there's this one. My electric face will be happening on... I think it's the 3rd of November and the 29th of November. Yeah. You see my pictures on Facebook of my electric face?
Yes. It's quite scary.
That's not scary at all. I don't know if I should say this. Don't talk with your mouth full, please, upstairs. It's very unprofessional. Where I work somewhere else, right? And with lovely Sheila and everybody. And then we have another model who shall remain nameless. And she went on holiday to Turkey, and then she came back and she wasn't very well with tonsillitis, right? She looks amazing. She's obviously had work done, right? But nobody mentioned it. So we spent a whole day filming, and she was like, oh, I don't feel very... And she was obviously still tired or whatever from the...
Yeah.
But nobody said... Oh, I nearly said her name then. You look fantastic. You look absolutely fantastic. We all just carried on with the day. And every time she turned around, we were like... Like, looking at her like this, I was thinking, I want what she's had, but I dare ask her. So I'm thinking of Facebooking her later going, what did you ask? Because I want it. Anyway, mini quilts, that book comes in the kit. We're not. We're just showing how to do the scallops within this pattern, aren't we?
Yes.
So, what now? Do you want to chop any fabric up?
I was going to say, I need some fabric.
Yeah, I'll get it for you now.
Yeah.
Let me just find the page again, and then we can just describe how to do...
I think we've gone past
I was too busy thinking of...
The trouble is, when somebody looks lovely after something, whether they've had their hair cut or whatever, and you say, oh, you look lovely, there's always that worry that they think, well, did I not look nice before?
Oh, and forget that, so it doesn't matter. Which colourway would you like to go with, then? Would you like Electric Dreams, would you like Retro Spice, or would you like Purple Haze?
Let's do Purple Haze.
Excuse me one moment. Purple Haze bundle coming in. Do you know... Oh, what? Laura is practising Bargello with Batik. Oh, let's have a look, because that sounds really interesting.
Oh, that's...
Wow.
Oh, that's like summer garden, isn't it? With all those lovely greens and pinks and purples.
But isn't it... some quilts create a huge furore around them, and this Bargello is really, really doing that. But isn't it funny how that is exactly the same as yours, and just by using different colours, you can get... Like, yours is a... and it's there, isn't it? That one's like a Tissot painting. Bring it back up again for me. Isn't it like a Tissot painting? You know, do I mean Tissot? Do I mean, you know, like the kind of...
Oh, just dots of colour.
Dots of colour and things like that. I think it's Tissot, isn't it? It's just beautiful. And it's the same thing, just using different coloured fabrics.
And I mean, you could use all the same colours of fabric shaded from dark to light, and you get another effect.
Another effect completely. Oh, that'd be lovely, because that'd be like going to sleep with waves, wouldn't it?
All soft,
anyway, let's talk about this cushion. You've made it twice.
Yes. You'd think I'd know how to make it, but I couldn't remember.
Oh, honestly. You get the book in the bundle. We're going to do that. Obviously, we've only got 10 minutes. We're not going to make the whole thing. So you're just going to concentrate on the scallops, aren't you, for this one?
Yeah.
OK, so let's have a look at the... Sorry. At the front here, we've just got straight panels that have been quilted. Underneath, there's just another panel that's been quilted around the scallop. And then there's like a scallop sandwiched in between.
Yes.
So the scallops, as you can see, they're not flat scallops. They're actually 3D almost, aren't they?
Yes.
Is that the right word? Yes. You know what I mean? They're not just appliqué. These are flat and appliqué down.
Appliqué on, yeah.
These have got their own life. They're free to waft. So we're really going to talk about the scallops, aren't we?
Yes.
Now, if you haven't got the ruler... Oh, no, actually, that ruler, I don't think you could do actually scallops with, can you? Because it's wavy lines.
It's wavy.
Because a scallop actually goes down to a point like that. So in the book that you get in the bundle, it has a template for the scallops.
Yes. You have to enlarge the template. The template is on page 156.
Oh, how did you know that one then?
Because I've been looking earlier.
OK. OK, so in the book it's tiny.
It's tiny. So I took it to my local library and they enlarged it for me because I don't have the facility on my photocopier.
OK, or... You could just bring it to Hayley and she'll do it for you, but she will disturb what you're doing and trying to get it right. So how much do you multiply it by?
200%.
Right, OK.
And you need to make 6 copies.
OK. Why?
I don't know why it says 6 copies. Oh, I know why. Yes.
Come on, Jane, you're on telly.
Yes, I'd forgotten that. When you make it, you put 2 together. No, you don't. You just do it that way. 3 copies because... You want 5 scallops. So you take 2 and overlap it and then put another one on.
So you only need to print up 3?
3, yes. It does say 6 on there. I don't know why.
Maybe they're thinking you do 1 for each side. I don't know.
And then...
They're getting muddled up with their fabrics, aren't they?
Yeah, probably.
Right. So you print this up.
Enlarge it, cut it out, overlap it by the seam allowance.
Yes.
And tape it to make your template.
Well, you'll see, when you're sticking it together, if you take that edge to edge, you'll see there's a great big gap in between. You'll know it's wrong.
Yeah.
And are they easy to make? What colour are you going to make them in?
I think this would be nice for the scallop.
Yeah. Hayley said we had to use the fabric, didn't she? Got some messages.
I'm just reading this again because...
You're right there, Jane.
Yeah.
Julie, I've nearly finished your... Oh. Hello, John. I've nearly finished your new shirt with an S on the front. Any other presenter would be in bed by now. What you're suggesting, Julie? Thank you. I'm not ill. It's just this. Another one. Anne, John, you don't need any work. You look great. Look, though. Look how good I could look. What's Sonia's message? Sonia, your message just doesn't cover them. Oh, she loves all the quilts that you make, Jane.
Oh, that's nice.
Loves
Thank
the
you,
show.
Sonia.
Oh, loves the cushion as well. Sonia, a lot of love in your house today.
So, I'm going to pin the double-sided fabric, right sides together.
Right.
Pin the template on. Draw around.
Oh, where's that pen again?
Oops.
Oh. Best if you follow the line, isn't it?
Yes, rather than draw onto the template. What you could do, if you thought you might make a lot of these, is you could transfer this template onto template plastic.
Yes.
And that would give you an easier edge to draw
We never
around.
got that back in stock, did we? We used to sell that and it flew out on the first day we had it and then I haven't had it back since.
Draw that
So
line.
it's got the seam allowance included on it, hasn't it?
Yes.
So you don't cut anything but that.
That's right.
I know why they said do 6.
Oops.
I know why they said do 6.
To do it twice.
So you could then, while you're there, you could butt the other one up right against that.
And what you can do is you can just take, once you've drawn around that, you can take that off.
And flip
it
over.
over.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think that's why they've said
They
print up
probably
6. So
did.
you can pin both of them at the same time rather
them
than
both
flipping
on.
it, yeah. Cool. Helps if you get the fabric.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? There's such fine pins, you see.
So I love that when and all our experts first started, well, most of them were very shy. And then after like a few weeks, they're just giving as good as they get, don't they?
I think it's because you are so...
Naughty.
Well, you're warm and friendly and it makes it...
Warm and fat, did you say?
No, friendly.
Okay.
And it makes it easy and you forget...
Yeah, but sometimes people forget they're on telly.
Well, this is the trouble. They forget you're on television and you think you're just talking to you. And you forget...
And you make mistakes.
You forget to be proper.
No, but you don't want proper. You want
Behave
real.
properly.
Yes, but you want real. You don't want proper. There was a girl when I spoke on this morning, and I won't say which expert she was, and she was the loveliest girl you'd ever meet. But as soon as she went on telly, she put on this strange voice and did this kind of, and of course viewers can see straight. If we stand here and we're fake, I'm not saying everybody's going to love what they see, but if you're fake, people can see straight through that. And why would you sit wanting to watch a fake person?
So if you've got a 1/4 inch foot or the opportunity to move your needle across, you're going to sew 1/4 inch all the way round the edge, inside.
Not on the line.
Not on the line, inside the line.
Now, you see, I think I'd have done... If I'd drawn the pattern...
Yeah.
Right there. If I'd drawn the pattern, I think I'd have done... Oh, no, because then they would have cut out. No, ignore me. I'm just used as a dressmaker. When I draw patterns, I don't have seam allowance on the pattern. So you automatically know to add the seam allowance on when you lay a pattern down. And so if that had been my pattern, you'd be stitching on the line now, not inside the line.
Yeah. I mean, you could, but you'd end up with a wider scallop, so it might disappear the effect.
No, that's what I mean. I'd have drawn it... Anyway. Jane, you are doing a wonderful job.
Oh, thank you.
You explain things really well. John, love your flamingo shirt. Enjoying the show with a cup of coffee. Oh, do you know what, Laurie? I could do with a cup of coffee. I don't drink coffee very often. No, because Lucy, who's on with that. I was going to say Lucy Benjamin, that's another friend of mine. Lucy Brennan, that's on here. One of her children has got a milk intolerance, and I don't like to drink milk, so I normally drink soya. She said, you've got to try this oat milk, right?
Yeah.
And there are 3 different versions. There's one called barista version, right? Still only oat milk and everything. And if you put it in your frother upper for your coffee, it makes the most incredible frothy
coffee.
Don't eat nuts, can't eat nuts at all. So I'm addicted to it now. So every time I make a hot chocolate at home, every time I make a coffee at home, I froth in the milk up. I love it.
So you wouldn't,
it's not milk, it's
wouldn't be able to have almond milk or anything like that,
no,
then, would you?
No, that's what Paul was just saying. Why don't you have almond milk?
Because you can't have nuts.
No.
It's a minefield,
niece, she
isn't
has
it?
almond milk all the time. You what?
It's a minefield, isn't it, really?
My life.
You've got an intolerance.
My life's a whole minefield, I tell you. Now, you're using a quilting foot, but you don't need to use a quilting foot.
No, I'm only using the quilting foot because it's on the machine.
I move all these tools out there knocking on the floor.
I would have trimmed this down and you know, not had so much fabric underneath.
Oh, so you've gone around the whole lot. Oh, because you're going to slice down the middle, aren't you?
You go all the way around.
Yeah.
I think the reason that she's done that in the pattern is because it does make it easier than trying to...
How funny that you said it was a she. I presumed it was a man that had drawn this one. Why did I think that?
I just assume everybody that does quilt patterns is a she. I don't know why.
Jodie and Jane. No, they're girls, aren't they? Yeah. Oh, Lisa, thank you. She says, if we wanted to see acting, we'd watch something else. I love how Sewing Quarter feels like friends chatting and sewing together. Do you know what, Lisa? That's exactly what I aim for in my shows. That's the vibe I want from my shows. And I want all my guests to be happy as well. Are you happy, Jane?
Yes, I am happy. Thank you, John.
It's been a bit quicker.
Sorry, I was...
Oh, no, you can tell when they're not happy. How many minutes have I got left, Michael? Oh, 1.5 with Jane, OK.
So we cut that then.
Yeah, so then cut it on the line
on the line that you've drawn.
Your own time.
Sorry, can't cut fast.
I'm not rushing you, I promise. Well, technically I am.
Yes, I'm aware that the time is... It's the quickest hour I know, ever. It goes so fast.
No, I think if you've got East End and Coronation Street, that's the quickest hour. And the longest hour is when you're on the treadmill in the gym.
Oh.
Oh, imagine you like running, don't you?
Well, I wouldn't say I like it.
What do you do it for, then?
Well, to keep fit.
Oh.
And to help.
Is it working?
Well, sort of. You feel better for it, and actually, it's good. It's a good thinking time because you're away from everything else. And
I'm just going to come round because I've got to do the bundle. I'll just fold this what's left over.
Okay, sorry. It's a good time.
No, I will take the bundle with me.
So once you cut through that middle line there.
Yeah, go on then, do it quickly. You've got a minute.
And then you just snip again around the scallop. The edges, the curves.
Yeah. When you're next, Jane?
November now, I think.
Monday?
No, November.
Oh, everyone, well, it's November next week.
Yes.
Everyone's been on this week going, no, I'm not back till November. And I was like, November next week. I've got to go, Jane. Can I come? Will you bring it over to me when you've turned it through?
Yes.
Bring it over to me when you've turned it through. Oh, honestly. Right, okay. I'm with you, very quickly. So the 3 bundles that come with the book are these 3. You've got Retro Spice. Oh, sorry, I'm going to put Purple Haze. Oh, no. Retro Spice, you get the 4.5 meters of fabric. You get the thread, and you get the book. There it is. £36, oh, ages, £36 and 45 pence. OK, then we've got the electric blue. Hayley, there's a purple thread on there. Could you just pass it over for me, please? Thank you. Electric blue next. That's this one. Half a metre, half a metre, half a metre, half a metre. And the thread. And the book. £36 and 45 pence. And then last but not least is the Purple Haze, which we've actually chopped into this one. So, but the rest of it's okay. Jane's a rebel. Jane did that, Hayley, not me. I know. Take it out of her wages. Oh, and she's nearly broken a machine as well. You need to talk to her about that when she comes off air. 36... I said, if she breaks it, she buys it. Jane, she's trying to talk to you. Ruler next. Oh, hang on. You don't need the ruler for those three there. And that's your finished scallop there. Give it a good press. Thank you. Right, then the ruler to go onto these two, so that's not with the book. If you want to create the lovely scallop... Oh, do you know what? Normally we're like, floor, could you clear this floor? I've gone to get the cushion and it's gone. The one with the scalloped edge. Respect for the merchandise. To make that gorgeous scalloped edge, the Creative Grids ruler. Oh, sorry, that's a bit big in the picture, though, isn't it? Creative Grids ruler. £22.50. And then the two bundles, very quickly. I love this one. Well, I love both of them. Which one are you putting in first? Crocus. Love crocus. Whoever put crocus together, fabulous job. Love those colours. And then the other one's Christmas. For some reason. Oh, I know why it's Christmas, because we put red, green and white together for Christmas, but the tomato's orange and the white's green. That's called Christmas. Check out your baskets. Don't go anywhere. Joe is coming up now with... Where is it? The reindeer head. It's over there. You can't see it. I'll show it to you the minute we come back. See you in 3.
Follow us on Pinterest. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to discover sewing work we create and love.
So I'm going to be showing you how to do a slip stitch, which is basically a hemming stitch that is almost invisible on both the right and the wrong sides of the fabric. So I'm going to go in through my layers here, through the single hem. I'm going to leave a tail before doing my double stitch here. So I'm just going to go through 1, twice there. That's giving me my double stitch or locking stitch, ready to then do my slip stitch. Okay, so first of all, you need to take the smallest amount of fabric. So you want at least 1 or 2 pieces of thread in the fabric before then going into the fold of your single hem. And you're going to run your needle through that fold before pulling it out. And then again, a couple of stitches. Bearing in mind I'm using a really big needle here because I'm using an embroidery thread. But you get the idea where you're just catching your material there. Before again placing your needle in through the fold of your single hem. So you want to keep these as even as possible. So I'm just doing my last stitch now. So here you can see that you can't really see the stitches from the back of the piece, so this would be the back of the trouser leg, the bit that you wouldn't see, and then from the front you should only see very small stitches, if not at all, if you're using the right needle and thread.
Wake up to a Westerly masterclass this Wednesday as Angie Atwood returns with some brand new templates for us to try. Westerly rulers are a real viewer favourite, being both easy to use and boundless in the creative possibilities they offer. And now that we've added more stock than ever to our popular lines and brought in some new arrivals, this is the perfect time to tap into Angie's expertise. Angie will show us how to bring a wealth of amazing designs to life with great precision and ease. So tune in on Wednesday the 25th of October at 8 AM and watch Angie create pure quilting magic with these incredible tools. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78.
Isn't it gorgeous? Isn't it? Now, we've done this before, and it's so popular. It's absolutely stunning. What a lovely Christmas decoration that's going to make. Isn't it just adorable? Rudolph. Now, I've got 2 kits, 2 different colourways for you today. So here we go. You get in the kit, you get the instructions, Joe's instructions. You get 2. Now, the first question is going to be, why did you get 2 of these, right? I'm acting, right? Hayley's going, because you get 2, you make enough for 2. I'm acting, right? She's a nightmare. Is Jay back tomorrow? Is it Amy back tomorrow? Right, exactly. You get 2 of these because there's enough fabric and everything in here to make 2 of those. So what you get is you get 2 hoops, 2 hoops. You get 2 skeins of embroidery thread. Then you get the thread. Then you get the fabric here, right? You get 1 metre of... Oh, hang on. Now, I've seen a mistake. I've seen a mistake. Mistake, another mistake. Says there's 1 metre of fabric. There's obviously more than 1 metre of fabric in there. Okay. So what you get is definitely get these 3 fabrics. I'll get the total lined up for you there. Let me go through the fabrics. Yeah. You get more than 1 metre of fabric that it says here. You get ½ metre of this. Sorry about that, everybody. ½ metre of that. ½ metre of the red. Excuse me. You also get the stuffing. So you get enough to make 2 of those. So that's the grey one, which is this one. We've also got it in red. It'll say 1 metre again on this one, but it's 1.5 metres. So you get the 2 hoops. You get the red felt. You get the 2 skeins of embroidery thread. You get the red thread on this one. ½ metre of reindeers. ½ metre of the grey. ½ metre of the traditional star. £34. And that's... Do you know what? That's outrageous, really, isn't it? That makes them £17.50 each. Do you know what I mean? That's just outrageous. When you think you're getting the whole of Joe's expertise and all the fabric. Right, I'm going to take the felt with me because Joe needs the felt over here. OK? Right, what I'm going to do... Right, are you all right? Yeah. You're running off. I thought you'd left me. Right, you need that for your nose later on, don't you?
Thank you. I do.
Right. Ignore the graphic saying 1 metre, you're getting 1.5 metres. This is going on here. Look. Look. How fabulous is that going to look in your hall? Oh, now, apparently, we were sent an image at 8 o'clock today from Wendy. So glad to see Mr. Reindeer back. Oh, no, she made it for a friend last time you did it. She couldn't part with it. And here it is. Let's have a look. Oh!
It looks fine.
Oh, now that's nice. Because that's that stack fabric we used to have, like a linen fabric, isn't it?
It is.
Did you do it in that?
Yes.
Oh, you did do it? I didn't see it. So that was before it was a Christmas one?
Yes.
That was when it was just a normal stag?
Yes, a mid-year
Mid-year, a seasonal, a trans-seasonal one. Oh.
Can
right. Yeah.
Can I just cut a nose out?
Yes,
Sorry.
cut a nose out.
I'm a nose down.
What have you been squirting your perfume while I've been out?
No, I've put hand cream on and it's quite heavily scented.
Heavily?
I put quite a lot on.
And what is it, rose?
I don't know, what's it?
It's lovely. It's not horrible. It's not a horrible song. No, you don't need to... Oh, it's posh. Oh, she's got posh hand cream.
It doesn't say. It's just anti-ageing.
Oh, that's why you put a lot of it on. Yeah. I have to put that on my hands as well, because when you get to my age, you start getting those liver spots. You haven't got them. You're nowhere near old enough. Just cut the nose out.
OK, sorry.
Because I've got to put that bit back.
Oh.
We're having a row upstairs now about something. Can I take that away? Right. Is this easy to make, or is it a difficult one?
It's not particularly easy. Only because it's fiddly. It's not the head. Let me have a look at it. It's
only a head. You can't say it's not the head. The head's not difficult. The rest of it's quite tricky.
Fitting it into the hoops. It's not difficult. It's just fiddly.
Right.
Because
so it's worth it, though, isn't it? So worth it. Right. So in the instructions, you get all of. Oh, see, now you did that one in a completely different fabric. So in the instructions, like all of Joe's instructions. You get, it's a very thick pamphlet, this one. So the instructions, you get all the pattern pieces. Do the pattern pieces have seam allowance on them?
Seam allowance is included.
And the little arrows mean?
Print or pile direction if you're making it from a fur.
So if you're making it in a velour or something, that's the direction of your nap. If you've got a print on it, like a tree or a reindeer, You have it going that direction.
That's right.
And then also, to make him into the Rudolph, that one hasn't got red felt on the nose, but ours has got red felt in it to make the nose.
Just to give it a bit of extra texture.
Oh, texture.
Change from the mount, because it's in the red.
Oh,
because the red in the hoop.
Because the red you use... Oh, I see. So you could use, if you want to, you could use the red fabric as the nose.
You could.
But we've put the felt in for the nose because you're going to put the mount in that one as the red. Oh, no, you'd have to have the felt for the other one because otherwise they'd have a pale grey nose. Oh, no, mind you, pale grey nose wouldn't go amiss, would it?
Oh, right, it would have to have the...
Yeah, because you don't get the red solid in that fabric. Anyway, go. You've only got an hour.
OK, I'm OK. The antlers, this is where it's a bit fiddly.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Because sewing around the antlers, I mean, there's no pretending it is quite a fiddly seam. But it's helpful if tackling corners like this, because we want the seam to come down to quite a point. Often when you're sewing and you've got the edge of the foot here, you can't really see where you want to finish and pivot. But if you draw it in with a water erasable pen like that, you've got something to follow at the corners, and you know you want to stop here with the needle down here and pivot to go.
Yes, because that's always misleading, isn't it, when you're putting your panels together? Ooh, sorry.
So I'll sew and just take it nice and slowly and pivot. And fortunately, they are exactly the same shape, so you don't have to sort of manipulate the fabric.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It is just following the line as it turns round.
Have you got on these at home for your Christmas when you put your Christmas decorations up?
I've got one up it's in the sewing room, actually.
Already?
It might move down into the hallway.
Yeah.
When it becomes close to Christmas.
Yeah.
But at the minute, I do have one on the wall.
OK. Ginger Mike, I don't know what's happening, but you're not echoing, but every time I speak, I'm echoing really badly in my ear. That's all. Got some pictures to show you. Sarah. Hello, John and Joe. Oh, look. That one's gorgeous.
Fab. I love the bow as well.
Oh, she's making a Christmas pudding, yeah? Get your Christmas pudding, Christmas cake made now, steeped with all the alcohol. That's Sarah. That one's got... You can see what kind of character that one is, can't you? That's beautiful. One more. Here's the other one. From Claire. Oh! Baby Adam.
Oh.
And who's the bear? Who is it? Who's the bear? Buster Bear and Baby Adam. And who's the mum? Claire. And that's me today, look, with my shirt. Oh, look at them. Oh. Hello. Hello, Adam. Say hello to Adam.
Hello, Adam.
Oh. Oh, that is the most... Take the picture of me off the telly, but that is the most adorable picture, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, anyway, thank you. Oh, that's made me go a little bit all peculiar, that one. I think I'm getting broody at 39. No, I'm not, don't worry.
It was a super cute picture.
Right.
I've got the speed as well. For doing that, if you've got a speed setting on the machine, I did that quite slowly.
Yes, and you devised to do it slowly, would you?
Yes.
I hate to tell you this, we're only 10 minutes into the show. Half the stock of the grey one's gone already. And there's lots, believe me, there's lots. Right, OK, carry on. OK,
so in the internal corners, snip. Taking care to avoid the stitching, but snip right into the V's there. And then just remove some of the bulk around the
so you'd only remove... Oh, no, you're removing bulk rather than... Oh, no.
In there, this clip is to help it turn, otherwise the fabric won't allow it to...
Yeah, but you're doing, like, notches around the curve.
But notches to, yes. To make the seam less bulky around the curved bits.
So when you're working in your workroom, is it normally silent like this, then?
No, I always have something on.
Well, I should hope so. You catch a chill otherwise.
A radio play or I do a lot of binge watching and catch up. Things that don't require...
You can't watch and be concentrating.
Things that don't really require full attention. So if something I've seen before I like a murder mystery. Often I already know who has done it. So
you know I used to do the costumes for Poirot, don't
did you?
Yeah, that was my first proper job. Because when I was a pattern cutter, I used to have Radio 4 on in the background the whole time. And you kind of didn't have to... It was like a conversation. But then if it was a good afternoon play, you'd end up sitting down just listening to the play. And in those days, it shows how long ago back. I haven't smoked for 30 years. But I'd sit in my cutting room, which was separate from the main... like, listening, and then something, I better cut these patterns out. Right. I haven't smoked for 30 years. I advise don't do it. Right. Don't do it.
So remove these bits. So I've clipped this, and now I'm going to turn it the right way out.
But there's 2 of those, aren't there?
2 of these, yes. Make 2, and then when you turn them out, turn the tallest. I did know the proper word for these at one point, but I've forgotten.
Antler.
Prongs or points or...
Oh, I don't know. Could you look that up? What the antler point's called, please? You couldn't use my turner for that, though, could you? No,
it might be... No, it's a bit fiddly.
Wait.
I saved.
Are there points?
Are they points?
Yeah.
So turn the largest one first.
And did you... do you have to cut 2... opposite ones out?
Yes, you want mirror images, so cut 2
Does
out.
Does it tell you that on the instructions?
Yes, it should do. 2 one way, and then 2...
You wrote them.
Well, I've not read them recently, but I always write that.
I've not read them, John.
Well, I write a lot of patterns.
All right.
But I copy...
Because the one in the picture, there's 2 the same, look.
That's because one's turned out the right way.
I'm just checking the where it says turn them the other way around. Okay, remember to always, when you're doing the antlers and the ears, to do opposite ones.
Anything that requires cut 2 or more.
Yeah, you do
half
opposites.
one way, half. Yeah. Flip the template and half the other way.
What would you ever need to... Oh, I've only got 7 left of the grey. If you want the grey, check out, come in, check out, check out. There it is, there's the grey one. You won't be hardly seeing that one again. What was the question I was asking then before Paul interrupted me? Oh, yeah. Why would you cut 4 of anything out? On what animal would you cut 4 of something?
Well, the antlers, you need 4. So there's 2 for each antler, and then you need 2 for the other antler. So you need 4.
Oh, yes, you don't make 4.
So you do...
I see, you cut 4, you don't make 4, yeah. Check out your baskets, Paul's saying.
Should I get my template to just...
I see what you meant. I thought you meant you were making 4, and I couldn't think what animal you'd be making 4 or something for. But you have... So you cut...
You need to cut 4 of these out. This is my template.
Yeah.
So I draw around 2 that way, and then flip it over, 2 round that way.
Right.
Because you need 2 mirror image ones.
Yes.
For each antler.
Yes, yeah.
So this one's... I've turned this one out the right way.
OK.
And then you need to stuff them... Because it takes a while to stuff, I've pre-stuffed a couple. Also, as well, in the kit, because you can do 2, I've switched the fabrics around for this one.
Oh, OK, yes. Remember, in the kit, there's enough fabric to make 2 of them. So you could make 1 with the Christmas trees as the body, as the face, and the snowflakes as the antlers, or this one, as Jo said, the other way around.
Yes, I've switched it. So these are the antlers. They're almost ready.
Why are they not ready, then, if they're only almost?
Because I'm going to base I've stuffed them, but I'm going to base the end closed. Okay. And once you're happy with the filling, push it quite far up just to empty the bottom of the antler.
Right.
Stick a pin across to hold the stuffing out of the way. And then that just makes it easier to sew into the seams.
Well, you've gone even further down than me. I can't pin it and hold it.
I don't want to catch you, sorry. After before, I nearly,
Catch me?
I nearly gave you an intense manicure.
I've had acupuncture. I've had Botox. Not recently. Obviously, I've done Botox for a long time. In fact, I got asked this week I wanted some Botox. Can't decide. Or just grow my fringe like you.
As I get older, it's just gonna gradually get longer. Solves loads of problems.
Yeah, but then how are you going to... Anyway, you won't get them. Because it's not fair for... my hair all starts getting thin as you get older. Grey. Right, so you basted the bottoms of those.
So I'm basting the bottoms closed, and then I'll pop those to one side.
And take the pin out after you've basted
No,
them?
I'll keep the pin in.
Keep the pin
because when
in
I'm going to sew them into the seam,
Yes.
it makes it a bit easier to take that extra bulkiness away from the seam.
Because once it's made, you can then push the wadding back down to the bottom.
Take the pins out and get it a squidge back into position.
OK, so there are your antlers.
So I'll do an ear now.
Oh, you are making all the components first today, then? It was just yesterday you threw me.
You know, I like to...
Bring the changes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you make 2 the ears, obviously 2 ears opposite way round.
So they're mirror image earpieces.
Yeah.
So one on top of the other.
And is it one like one you... Oh, no, that one's not bigger than the other on this.
To give them depth with the deer, I sew a channel in a minute and just stuff the top of the ear.
Oh, OK. Because a lot of the times you do one side bigger than the other, don't you? And then you fold it so it creates a crease to give it that movement. Whereas this one, you're not doing that.
Yeah. I mean, I have done a deer in the past, but I just thought I'd try something a bit different for these ones.
Yeah. Are they so only a little bit of the ear stuff then, not the whole ear?
No, just the top part of the ear. So I'm really hoping I have the ear that I've already made. Otherwise, it's going to be a one-eared reindeer.
You keep sewing. I'll find it.
It should be in the top there somewhere. Then just clip V-shaped notches around the tip of the ear.
I found it.
Oh, thanks, John.
Is that it?
That's it. Perfect.
But it's not about the eyes, it's the ears. Your joke doesn't work.
I know.
Paul's going, what about the one idea? I don't know about that. No idea, right? But they're the ears we're doing, not the eyes.
So I've just clipped around the side.
Please ignore them upstairs.
I'll turn it the right way out.
It wasn't they're saying, I'd love to see your one-man stand-up show. It wasn't a stand-up show. It was a one-man life story. I was sitting down for most of it. Or at the piano. Yes. Oh. You have to see my one-man show?
Ooh.
Oh, no, I can't be bothered doing it. It's too much hard work.
Is it difficult to remember where you're up to with something like that?
No, because I do interactive. So I know the stories I've got. So what I do is the audience can shout out a question anytime they like. Mm-hmm. So sometimes every day you do it, it's different because somebody like at the very, very first night I did, I've got this charity in Chigwell that I raise money for, and we call it the Jewish Ladies of Chigwell. That's not their real name, but it's all Jewish ladies over a certain age,
right,
who I absolutely adore. They're like, how can I describe it? They're like, their sense of humours are like my sense of humour. And I thought, the first time I went there, I was like, right, be on your best guard and everything. But they all came, I'd already done some lunches for them to raise money, so they all came to my one-man show, and they were all sitting there in the front row on the first day. And I literally walked onto the set, and they heckled me straight away. And then one of them went, tell us about that colonic you did with Gloria Hunniford. So there's me wanting to start, like, I was born in. And they were like, tell us about the colonic, tell us about this, tell us about that. Don't you dare bring that in. OK. Right, very quickly. Right, when we were on air a couple of weeks, or last week it was, wasn't it? Yeah. No, you weren't even here that day. Somebody texted in saying, why don't you do a John Scott doll, right? So I texted you, and you went, oh, you've got no redeeming features, I can't do.
I did not say that.
So little Paul, yesterday, after I finished on Friday, this is not for sale. This is not for sale, right? So what he's done, he's taken the Cloth Kits rag doll, he's made a floral shirt. I said you've made it. And then he's just taken this used to be, I hate this photo. This used to be my Rocks & Co publicity photo. And he's just cut the face out. Apparently these pins in the face, they're earrings. They're not him doing a voodoo doll. Anyway, thank you. Right, OK. Right, let's get on. OK,
so the ears are turned out the right way.
Yep.
And now for the channel, it goes from...
Grey's sold out, by the way. Grey's sold out now.
This is the top of the ear, so it goes from the bottom of this point, just a curve round there, like that.
Is that line, is it in the instructions to show you?
I think it's marked in. If not, just draw it on. There should be a photo of it. Oh, no, it's not on the earpiece, but there should be a photo. There we go.
Yeah. It's throwing me because they're different colours, that's what it is. So it shows you on the drawing here. where to stitch your line and everything, OK?
So I'm going to stitch along here, and this will seal the bottom part of the ear, but leave a channel in the top, and I'll just pop some stuffing in the top there to give it a bit of
Now, do you sew from the open edge down or from the other edge to the open edge?
I find it easiest to go from the open edge to the tip of the ear. I could probably boost the speed on the machine now. There we go.
I thought the grey one had gone. Right, the grey's sold out. No, this isn't the red. Oh, the graphics. The red one here, you need to check out your baskets. And how do you stuff a little, just a little bit like that?
Just with a little stick or...
With a little bit of stuffing, OK. No, is there a technique to get it down to the end or anything?
I tend to just...
Because I couldn't even get my finger in there.
No, it's not. You do need something to sort of poke the stuffing in with.
Yeah.
Just work it. And you only need a tiny bit just to give it a bit of depth.
Yeah.
But these sticks, which I save out of Tilda kits now, I have quite a collection of them, are really handy.
And do you stuff it quite full so it's rigid, or is it just a little glimpse?
Just a little bit, just to give it that little bit of definition.
Yes. So what made you decide to do that one with a line of stuffing rather than the foldy one? Is that because reindeer's ears are different?
I don't know, really. I think that was the mood I was in that day.
Oh.
I know.
Blimey, if she did do a John Scott doll, if she's in a mood, can you imagine what it's going to look like with no redeeming features?
I have made people.
I've seen. I don't know. Are we allowed to mention that other one?
Yeah, I think so.
She's made an Alan Wicker doll in the past. I was like, it's so brilliant. I can't tell you. Then you see it and you just go, that is so... You could make Derek with the upside-down ears because they're the same ears as... Alan Wicker's got the same ears as upside-down ears, Derek.
The thing is, they do need to be a certain size, the ears, otherwise they're just unmakeable. So if they did a John doll, they might...
I noticed, you know, when you get old, not when you get old, when it's more men than women, old men's ears suddenly look way too big because they carry on growing, don't they, your ears, you see? And the other day was the first time I've looked in the mirror and thought, oh, my ears are too big for my face now. So I'm officially old now.
Well, I have enormous earlobes, and I worry that they'll carry on growing.
Oh, they will carry on growing. And they're different shapes as well, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that. What a way to break it to me.
Sorry, I just thought you'd have noticed by now. You never looked in the mirror.
Oh, I have to wear my hair down.
My sister, the one that doesn't speak to me, her ears are completely different. We've all got... Mine aren't matching either, but when I was little, you see, if I look at all my school photos, right, I don't know if my mum and dad sent me to hospital to have them removed, I just don't remember. My ears were like this. When I was at school, I'll bring in some pictures, right, my ears were huge. And they used to call me FA Cup, or London Taxi with the doors open, or there were all these names they used to call me at school. I was very happy at school. But anyway, but then as I got older, they kind of settled in. And now, of course, they're getting bigger. Anyway, ears.
Ears are done. I'll just base the ends just to seal those. Oh, sorry.
Right.
I mean, I don't have to. I could go for it without, but I think the instructions...
I know, you do what you've got to do, Jo. Don't keep leading people up. Lots of people have bought this now.
I just want to leave now and look in the mirror at my mismatched ears.
No! I'll get the mirror brought in if you want.
Oh, thanks.
You can do what? Look, you just have to look at the screen now. Oh, no, they look even now.
They don't look too bad on there.
Oh, no, in real life, they're different shapes. Oh, no, because I'll get letters now, so you're not upset.
No, I have a new hairstyle. Cover them up.
A nice short 1920s bob.
Just an ear.
Yeah, so you can keep your fringe and then you just cut the hair here, really sharp. Then you don't need to worry about it.
I wouldn't want any earlobe hanging below.
It would separate like that, wouldn't it?
Oh, you get it.
And they'd be accentuating it. Anyway, we're moving on from the ears now.
OK.
Nose?
Nose?
I'm not making any comments.
One of my children said, it's quite wonky, isn't it, your nose? It really just bends to one side.
Oh, no, children. What are they like?
Brutal.
I never knew I had a big nose until someone, when I was on my teaching practice, and the kid went, "Blimey, sir, you've got a really, really big nose." And I was like, I don't know what they're talking about. And then it's only when someone points it out, it's like your ears. When someone points it out and you go, and then you go in profile and you think, flipping heck, it's massive. I'd never have a nose job, though. Right, let's go.
OK, so there's a dart in the nose, sort of at that point.
Yes.
So you can sew the pieces on to the sides of the nose.
You can see it already. You can see that straight away, can't you? Yeah.
So I'm going to start with the middle head.
Yeah.
And stitch that across the top of the
Is it difficult
nose.
to stitch felt to the cotton?
No. No, it doesn't. It doesn't shift about, which is quite helpful, especially this sort of size piece.
Yeah.
When different fabrics, for me, the issue is always when one will slide away because of it being a different feel to the other one.
Yes. Also, felt's got that nap on it, hasn't it? That's going to hold it in place anyway. Not nap. It wouldn't be a nap, would it, on felt? It would be a rougher surface, I suppose.
I don't know if would you say friction holds it together?
Yeah,
I don't know.
So. Yeah.
So then I'm going to sew this one to this other side of the nose. And then this one to this remaining side.
OK. Why is there a notch? Have you explained that? Did I miss that? Why is there a little notch there and there?
The dart. Because when we bring that together...
OK, I see.
We sort of bring the sides of that together. And it from the side, it just brings the nose just out a bit so it's not flat into the face.
Sorry.
There we go. So I'll join that bit on. But it does make this bit quite easy.
Somebody's asked if there are any of the Tilda Santa or the stocking left. Paul's just checking for you now. If so, I'll just run them on the desk for you. Or Hayley will have to be told to bring them in. No, I've got... no, not the real thing. Oh, that one's there. No, the real thing. Oh, over there, yeah, sorry. In a minute, yeah. Paul's just checking stock to see if there's any in stock.
And when
Sorry, Jo, sorry to interrupt.
Sorry. When I stitched the second side face piece on, I stopped the seam right at the other one, just because sometimes when they cross over, it can cause it to pucker a bit.
OK,
at the end
did you
of the
stitch
nose.
from this side, then, to see where you were going?
I did stitch down, so I can see the end of the seam where I want to finish. I'll remove that thread. And then I'll open these seams out. I just want to bring the sides together.
Can we sit there again?
So that,
of course, you're wearing a red top with red
I
feathers.
know. I decided to camouflage myself. So it creates a little dart there, and if I turn it over this way, just want to pinch it, just so that these seams line
it's like
up.
the nostril. It's just creating another nostril, because they have the side nostrils, don't they? Like
it does. It gives it that sort of effect. So I'll pop a pin in there and then sew up along the side, joining this part of the face together.
I just need to tell you now, when everyone checks out, there's only 6 of these left, of the red one now. Only 6 of the red one left now. What I might do is, while you're saying that, I might bring the red bundle here, so I haven't got to keep walking back. There's the picture. That's the one there's only 6 left. And the other one sold out, the grey one sold out incredibly quickly. So there's only 6 of the red ones left now. Remember as well, this is what I can't believe, $34.99, you can make 2. That's why we've put 2 hoops in. You can make 2 out of all this. Oh, and you get the stuffing as well. I've left the stuffing over there. Well, I was going to say, you go to a shop, you'd be hard pushed to get one for $34.99, wouldn't you? Let alone 2.
Try not to stretch the fabric at this point because they are on the bias.
Right.
Just let them follow each other as you sew. So it starts there at the fold in the nose and then goes up.
And then do the same on the other side.
And hopefully that's not too bad.
What is it with you two today? I've got 2 of the best guests ever, and you're both like, oh, I've not done that very well, I've not done this very well.
Well, sometimes, let's see if this will work.
What's wrong with your thumb?
I'm just seeing, sometimes you can sneak it in a little bit closer Oh no, it needs to be a bit further away. It does pretty much follow. If it doesn't...
I'm saying nothing.
And you're obsessive, just redo it.
Little Paul's upset, because last time we mentioned a John Scott doll, we had loads of people mentioning, going, I want one, I want one. And he's like, nobody's emailed in saying, no, of course they haven't, Paul. Nobody wants one of those. Mind you, what we could do is if we made a little Paul doll, right? You could make 10 out of half a metre of him, couldn't you? Life size. It's gone quiet now.
What accessory would you, if a John doll, would it be holding some fabric to waft?
I don't do this every day in my life.
Okay, sorry. Well, Alan Wicker had a microphone.
A what?
A microphone in his hand.
Alan Wicker did, yeah, that's a good one, you see. I think mine would have to have a... I said, no, I'll tell you what I said. You know, you can go to those... Well, I don't know if it's a brand name, but you can go to those Build-A-Bear shops.
Yes.
And you can get a thing that when you press its tummy, and it goes, hello, my name's Edward, or something like that. I could get, check out your baskets, check out your baskets.
That would be perfect. A sound chip in there.
I forgot one more.
There we go. So the nose is in and it just stands out a little bit at the side.
I'm so sorry, Jo. I'm not laughing at Jo, I promise. Tell Hayley to get out of the gallery and do her work. Right, ready? Sorry.
And this was the same with the polar bear yesterday. There are darts
at
each cheek and the middle head, so I'll close those now.
Yeah. Right. If you have got it in your basket, you need to check out, because the same amount of people have got it in their basket as we've got stock now. So some people will miss it out. If you don't check out your basket, you will start missing out. What I'll do is, that's sold out, that's sold out, that's sold out. Right, let me move that away. And what I'll do is I'll get Jo's other projects from her last hour out in case you're interested in those. Right now, there's way too many people got them in their baskets that... No. Right, there are 18 people got it in their basket now, and there's only 6 available. Of the reindeer heads. Right, people carrying on putting it in their basket. You won't get it unless you check out. You won't get it unless you check out. I'll just wonder. Oh, she's giving me dodgy boxes now, isn't she? You keep sewing.
Oh, okay. I'm basting now. I'll baste the antlers.
Sewing. You're basting what, sorry? I'm
basting the antlers into position. And they're that bit easier because the stuffing has been moved out of the lower section.
You're going to start saying that box is going to fall over, isn't it?
Should I sew gently?
No, it's your show. You sew as you like. So you're just stitching the antlers into place at the top of the head now, obviously?
Yes, just basting them in so that they're in the correct position.
Oh, just basting them in,
Just basting them in, yeah.
And you're going to have to baste your ears in now as well?
So the antler goes in at that seam, the side face seam. Is
yeah,
the side
oh, right,
of the antler,
okay.
And then I'll baste an ear. So the front of the ear against the right side of the face, I'll baste the ear in below it.
Okay. Not over the top. They don't go over the top. They just go right next door to each other.
Next to each other.
Sorry. She's coming in now waving her boxes around. There she is. Did you see her? Did you see the advert on my Facebook? We're looking for a floor manager. If you fancy it, check my Facebook out. Or did it go on Sewn Quarter as well? But it's not on the Sewn Quarter thingy. Okay. So it's on mine. It's on Hayley's. Did you do it as well, Paul? Oh, he shared it as well. But mind you, he'll have blocked you by now if you're on Paul's. Blow hot, blow cold. Do you know anyone who wants to be a floor manager? Well, it's not floor managers, it's floor person. Floor person.
Well, I don't know anybody particularly local. Be quite a drive.
It'd be a drive for you, yeah.
Yeah, each morning.
Mind you, how long did it take you to drive to get here?
An hour and a half.
Oh, you see, it takes me an hour. But then, you know. But then you could move. If you're that young...
You could.
You could move, couldn't you? Because when I worked in theatre, every theatre you worked in, you moved to that area, do you know what I mean? Anyway.
There we go. So they're basted into position.
Oh, he looks like a rabbit, that one.
Just have a little bit of a...
Bit of a rabbit face on him, doesn't he?
Yeah,
okay, that's brilliant. So you got the... let me just show you. You got the ears and the antlers. Oh, no. Oh. The ears and the antlers are based into place, and the nose has obviously been stitched in, and the dart at the bottom of the nose. Then what? What's next?
Then these are the back head, sort of neck pieces. Now, if you... The mount... These are the mount pieces, and it's slightly wider at the bottom, so that's the right way up. If you wanted to sew these on now, if you think this curve's quite tight, I want to do this at this time, you can sew these on to each of the bottom of these now if you want. But I'll do it the way that it's in the pattern. So I'm going to sew these together from the top of the back head down along the back just to join them again, like I normally do with toy patterns.
What's the matter, little Paul? Gail. My name's John Gale. No, it's not you, little Paul. Yesterday, when I was at Amanda's shop, they kept calling Paul that comes in to make the shirts, John, and me. So it says, hello, Paul and Joe, can you just order the instructions? The answer is no, but that's not because I'm not called Paul. You just can't get the instructions. You have to get them in the bundle as well, I'm afraid, which are all sold out now. Carry on.
OK, so I've joined them together just for about 5 centimetres or so along the back. And that holds them together. So I'll open the seam out now and line up this point with the dart. That's my stomach rumbling, I'm sorry. The dart...
No, I thought that was a table.
No, that's me.
You've had time to have your breakfast.
I know, but I forgot to bring some.
Oh, you absolutely start. You haven't had nothing.
Do you know I feel OK?
There's gluten-free bagels in there, you know.
Are there?
In my secret stash. Not so secret anymore. Hey, Hannah always seems to be able to manage Friday. I come in, there's no butter. Oh, Hannah went, I had a bit of your butter. Yeah, and then, you know those bagels? I've eaten them, but I couldn't find any gluten-free ones, so I brought normal ones for you. Anyway, carry on.
So, put them together, line them up at the top and sew down one side. It's easy to do one side at a time, especially with fitting both of these in. So I'll try and be quick. So.
But I don't think, like I say, none of it's been difficult so far, has it? You know what I mean? It's not like, you know, on your unicorn, there's the bit under the arm that's really quite tricky. But I don't think there's been anything too tricky on this one so far.
As long as the stuffing's moved out of the way, it makes this bit much easier.
Yeah.
And sewing them onto the mount around that curve is quite fiddly, but there is an easier way of doing it as well.
Yeah. Terry's messaging. Hello, John. Your doll should say, come on, John, one job. That's Terry. Love you to bits. Thank you, Terry. No, she didn't say she'd buy one. She just loves me and she's... Don't message in if you don't want to buy... Message in if you don't want to buy one.
Okay.
We're not doing them. We're not doing them. We could do a Joe doll, though, couldn't we?
Yeah.
With your bun. You've always got your hair up, haven't you?
Well, it keeps it out of the way and it's quick and easy to do. I don't always wear my hair like this in
real life.
In real life, no. Just.
So if your kids watch the telly, they go, who's that on the telly?
Yeah.
OK, just so you know, I know I've said it's sold out. It's because there are double the amount of people now got it in their basket than we've got in stock. So basically, it's sold out as soon as but not all of you are going to get it. That's what I'm trying to say. Because just put it in your basket doesn't guarantee you get it. So only check it out. Now, was I all right with the stock of the Santa and the stocking? They're here. I don't want to disturb Joe's display. Just put the graphics in, so I don't want to disturb Joe's demonstration. Especially as we're coming up to the tricky bit.
Right, so all those are joined in. That looks OK.
OK.
I'll turn it the right way. So the face is all joined together at the top now.
Yeah.
Now it's time to join the mount.
Right.
To these
before you start
bits.
that, because I don't want anyone to miss any of your stitching, just got to tell you about these that were in Joe's last hour. Stocking first. You get everything in the kit you need apart from the wadding. And have we got the ingredients? There you go. Fabric, instructions and thread, £27.95. And then we've got the Santa, which is this one, with spindly legs. Look how creased my shirt is today. That's a better picture. That's £27.95. You get everything you need apart from the toy stuffing and the wadding. There it is. £27.95. Right now, we'll get back to Joe and her sewing, because I just didn't want to miss
the stocking's back to front, shall I?
Is it?
Turn it round.
Oh, Hayley. Yeah, Hayley put the stocking on back to front. Right, OK.
Right, now, it's easiest to sew this around the curve, but to give some flex in this curve, just make clips.
Oh, already?
It just helps for the movement as you're sewing them together.
But how big are those clips you're cutting there?
Really small. They're within the seam allowance. I just want them to help.
So like 1/8 of an inch then?
Yes. Yeah. 3mm, that sort of size.
Yeah.
So it just helps to give it that bit of flex. And then you start at the top and sew this round.
Because you are sewing a complete curve onto a very gentle curve, aren't you, really?
Yes, actually, which is the easiest way? I think it's easiest. Should I do one way, one the other, and I'll say which is the easiest?
All right, then.
I can't remember. Right, so I'm going to have the curve on top for this one.
So this is the mount that goes onto the hoopy that Joe's attaching now.
So I'll just bring this round. I don't want to stretch it too much, but I just want to bring it round to meet the curve.
I think this will be the easiest way with the mount
Yeah, I
on
think
the top.
it is. And by putting, if you've got any tucks in, just lift the foot up slightly and rearrange. But also putting those snips in helps.
Yes.
Gives it that bit of freedom so that it doesn't sort of crease and form a tuck. I've not done the best job of this. I'm slightly over, but... That's definitely the easiest way of doing it.
Yeah. So it almost looks like you stitched a straight line, but it's not a straight line at all, it's just a gentle curve.
And these aren't actually folds, it's just creases where I manipulate it around, they will just press out. So I'll do the same with this one. But yes, have this curve on top and just bring it round to meet the fabric underneath. Yeah. Don't stretch it or pull it.
I've got some hummus in the fridge. Can you have hummus?
Yeah.
I haven't got anything to have it with, though, because my rice kits left gluten in, weren't they?
I don't know. I'm fine.
And where are you driving all the way home? Are you not in tomorrow?
No, I'm not in tomorrow. In Thursday, I think. Did I say that was the bottom?
The bigger one's the bottom.
That's the bottom, so I'll do it this way. No, I need to do it that way, don't I? See, even I lose track of where I'm up to. I always lose track of where I'm up to.
Do you? In real life as well?
Yeah, everywhere.
Oh. Is that really your tummy?
Yes.
I don't know if you can hear it at home. Did you eat yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, oh no, it's not 2 days, but...
That sounds like a 2-day grumble, though, wasn't it? Little Paul's made some, is it carrot and coriander soup you've made? Butternut squash. And what? What's in it? Have you thickened it with anything? Have you thickened it with anything? Oh, there you go. You can have Paul's soup. Oh, vegetable stock. Homemade vegetable stock. Oh, no. No, you can't have it then.
So there we go. They will just press out, honestly.
Yeah.
They're not... And then it's all together, apart from just joining these two bits at the top and at the bottom so that it's sealed. So I'm going to sew from the nose... Well, actually, I'll go this way. From here, all the way up to the nose to finish that. And I do that way just so I can see where I'm finishing the seam.
Yeah. If you've got any questions for Jo, another 10 minutes before she finishes.
Hopefully I'll be able to get on to the back because there's a lining. There's one more piece of fabric.
Oh, yeah.
That
oh,
sort of
yes,
lines
because when
the
you
back.
stuff the head, the way it is at the moment, it'll all fall out, won't it?
It will. I'll do this quickly. I'll do this nice and quickly.
I'll just get the one off the wall to show you what you were talking about just then. So you see, that's the finished thing. What Jo's talking about is there's this back panel here. Because obviously if she leaves it as it is at the moment, all the stuffing will just fall out there. And then there's the attaching it to the hoopy as well.
So I'm just going to sew the top bit together, just to keep them out of the way. I'm just going to push the antlers into the head, into the face area. Is the iron on?
It is. It's out and ready. It's been out and ready and on since the beginning of the show. When you said, oh, I just pressed these, so I got it out, then you didn't.
Yeah.
Does the iron at home in your workroom stay on all the time?
No, I turn it off because my workroom's small. There's a chance I'd knock it off. Yeah. And it
is that small?
No, yes, it's all on the same small table.
You need to get one of those lovely irons I've got here, $39.95. The little, not the mini adapter.
No, I love the little.
Yeah, you should get one of those. Put that on your Christmas list. But mind you, my mum used to say when I was little, because when I was little, the adverts on the telly were like, buy your wife a lovely ironing board and buy your mum a lovely, you know, and she said, if any of you ever bought me an iron, I'd throw it at you. And she would have done. Oh, so now would you do the embroidery of the eyes and everything? Would you do the eyes at this point?
No.
Or would you do the eyes at the end?
The eyes right at the end. Right. At this point, I would stuff the head almost fully. So I'd stuff the head fully, but then not quite the whole of the neck.
So it's a no idea at the moment, isn't it?
It's a no idea.
That's little Paul's joke. I can't take credit for that. He switched me off. Since I said you could have your soup, he switched me off.
Oh, were you giving it away with...
Yes.
Without Paul's knowledge?
Saying, she can't have my soup, otherwise I'll have nothing to eat. You've got a 2-hour journey home, he's got a 10-minute journey
I wasn't really going to eat Paul's soup.
No.
Right, so I'd stuff the head down to about here on the neck, but I'll leave that like that for the minute.
OK.
Now this, I just use a dinner plate to cut the circle. I think it's 11 or 10 inches in diameter.
Right.
It'll say in the instructions.
Oh, it says in the instructions, does it?
Oh, that's,
What's it meant to be?
10 or 11, I can't remember which it's
10
supposed to be.
3/4, that is.
10 will be fine.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to press this in half.
You're just pressing it in half to find...
Just to find the centre, because I'm now going to cut it in half.
Oh!
So we need
I don't remember seeing a seam on that one.
There is, straight down the middle.
Oh, OK.
Just cut that in half, and then I'm going to sew it back together.
Oh, of course.
I didn't do a very good job of that. Imagine that was neat.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm going to sew these together now with a shorter stitch length, normal stitch length, down to about here, but for this section that will fall behind the head, I want the widest stitch length the machine does, because I'm going to open these stitches out in a little minute.
So when you go from the short to the long, do you do a back stitch?
No, you don't need, no, You could do if you wanted. I don't. But actually, that would probably be quite a good idea.
Full of them today, aren't I?
Yeah.
I say, so when you get to that mark, you change it to the biggest stitch you've got.
Yes, so I'm going to go up to, I think 5's the biggest there. So just for this section.
Just be careful it doesn't gather up, though.
And then
some machines, if you do the big one, it just gathers it up when you do that big stitch, doesn't it?
I think, yeah, my machine does that every now and again. That's where I was at before.
And then go back to normal stitch to go back down to the bottom.
And I don't back stitch at the end either because that will be trimmed off. So I've got this section here with the wider stitches in. And I'll open this out and finger press. Well, actually, I'll press while the iron's on. I'll press this seam open.
In real life, you press. You can do it now.
Do it now.
How many minutes we got? Wait, how many? Till the end of the show. So you got 6 minutes.
6 minutes. I mean, this is the fiddly bit now. So I should really have taken my hoop out, shouldn't I? Have it all ready.
Oh, I've got them here. Hello, John and Joe. How about a John head in a hoop like the reindeer? No name.
Oh, but would your eyes follow people around the room, though? If
be shut most of the time. Right, OK, come on, got to do this. We've only got minutes.
Right, back of the hoop.
Yeah.
Lay that over so that the seam's central. And then I'm going to fit this so that the seam follows that one.
Yeah. This is the fiddly bit,
This is the fiddly bit, which will go wrong. I'll make a mess of it.
Right.
And then the hoop over the top. Pop the antlers through. I'll loosen it up a bit. So I want the opening in the hoop to fall on the seam. So I'll pop that over there like that.
Right.
And then pull both. This is slipped off centre, but it's still fine.
Yeah.
Pull this nice and taut all the way round. And then, so it's in the instructions here. I want to, once this is all taut and nicely stretched across, I've got some folds in it here.
Yeah.
But then sew all the way round. So you go through both layers.
On the machine?
No, by hand. With the red embroidery thread would be nice for this. Or if you wanted something more dramatic, the black, which is for the eyes and nose, would work. But sew all the way round. So you're joining the lining and the mount together.
Use lilac on this one.
It was supposed to be red, but I couldn't find my red. So
you've stitched round there, the base of the neck, and it goes right the way through to the other side as well, OK?
And then, once that's done, use a seam ripper or some scissors, go in at your...
The big stitches.
The wide stitches, open that up.
Can you see that there?
And then, through this opening, it should be a bit bigger than this, stuff the rest of the head.
Oh, OK.
And so when it's fully stuffed, then seal that back up. And so the head's ready.
Yeah, like that.
And then stitch a mouth in black thread around the bottom. The eyes are stitched on with, I just back stitched a circle, then filled them in with long
because on the picture on this one, they've got plastic eyes, but I prefer these embroidered eyes.
I quite like these as well, because once you've done one, you can go, take the thread, the needle through the head with the thread to this one, stitch that one on, then take the thread back to this one and back again and just pull on it slightly and it will just draw the eyes in and it just gives it a little bit more character really. Then finish those off and so that the antlers are held into position. I've got about
what do you need?
5 mil up there. Just stitch that to the head.
You can see it on this one. Just a little, like a little catch, one
just
stitch.
Little catch stitches just to hold them into position. Obviously, they don't have to be held rigid because once it's on the wall, they won't flop about anyway. They'll be held into position.
And then how do you finish all this off here?
And then trim this.
You've still got 3 minutes, you're fine.
Oh,
you're way ahead of yourself.
I was racing then. Once this is all stitched off, the last job is to trim all this to about 1/2 inch all the way round.
Right.
And then apply glue to the top layer.
This glue?
Fold that over and glue it, and then do the same with the second layer of fabric. So it's all glued.
Right, hang on, I missed that. So you've
So you've trimmed it down.
Yes.
And then
take the first one over.
Glue that one over.
Yeah.
And then glue the second one
over.
You don't have to wait for the first layer to dry before you do the second one. I do them all in one go.
OK, so it ends up looking like that.
And it
Brilliant.
just means from the front you get a nice clean edge.
Yes. Fantastic. Brilliant. Well done. And then it's in your attic then for every year, isn't it?
It is, and I just use the hook. I just pop it on a hook like that.
Well, we've just got screws in the wall here. And they just sit, like all of those loops are just sitting on the screws in the wall there. Thank you, Joe. Right,
Okay.
How long have we got? Okay. Book. Okay, this is the Tilda book we had from when we did the Tilda ad. This is the Tilda book we had. It's a really, really gorgeous Christmassy book here. It's running low. You switched me down. Okay. No, I'll have to turn you up my batteries off again. Yeah, go on. Yeah, back, go down. Reindeers. Stockings, all the Tilda ideas for Christmas. They're beautiful. If you like Joe and you like to decorate your house, perfect way of doing it, really, for Christmas. Oh, that's a lovely quilt, isn't it? You could use some of the new Tilda fabrics that we brought you this week. They're all available on the web now to create all these. Look at those stars. Imagine those stars all in a bowl together. Lovely. Really good book. £13.95. Homemade and happy. While I'm on Tilda... Sorry, Joe, I'm carrying on your side
It's
here.
okay.
We've got the stocking. I've got how long, sorry? Oh, OK, get the menu out as well. Comes in a kit. You get everything you need apart from the wadding. All the fabrics and everything, £27.95. And then you have to cut all those bits out and do all of that quilting and patchworking. And then we've got the Santa. Which would you say, what took the most time on the Santa? The coat, the actual outfit?
The tunic.
The tunic.
Yes, that took quite a while.
OK. There's the Santa graphics. There they are. £27.95. Right, tomorrow's menu. There we go. Tomorrow, Christmas cracker. Paul's in tomorrow doing Christmas cracker. 9 a.m. Christmas linen looks. No, it must be me on my own. 10 o'clock gingerbread house. That's Paul. 11 o'clock miss it, miss out. That is obviously what it says. They're fabrics that are at the end of their ranges. And we will tell you which ones will not be, or which cannot be ordered, and which ones will be. Oh, Joe, it's been quite a day, hasn't it?
It has.
Thank you for that. If you've got this, you can always watch on YouTube. Just put today's date in, and you can watch on YouTube, Sewn Quarter today's date, and all the... So if Joe went a bit fast for you today. Thank you very much indeed. We'll see you back in November. Is that right, Sue?
I'm on Thursday.
Oh, Thursday? I'm not in on Thursday, am I?
Oh, November then.
I'll see you tomorrow morning. Thanks ever so much for company. Hopefully we'll have a proper floor manager in tomorrow. Do it all properly. I'll see you then. Take care.
Paul Clark returns to Sewing Quarter on Monday, and he's prepared a festive feast of seasonal projects for us. First on the menu is this quirky doorstop in the form of a gingerbread house that looks good enough to eat. Once he's polished that off, it's time to bring out the crackers, as Paul shows us how to make this novelty Christmas cracker draft excluder. So join Paul Clark and John Scott for 2 hours of fabulously festive home makes, Monday the 23rd of October at 8 a.m. and 10 a.m, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78.